Oh, that was anticlimactic. My bad. Fuck. There we go. Oh, I'm not in the right background or nothing. I'm all screwed up, man. What's good, everybody? How we doing? I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do this here where it makes the most sense. Because I'm going to try to show y'all my entire screen. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to go over my player ranking for this year's NFL season. This is going to be a long stream. I don't have anything planned. Maybe I'll do it more planned next year, and I can just like touch on main topics and main points. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. I have no back notes. I have no knowledge of anything outside of the couple rounds that I've drafted for our dynasty. And outside of that, we're going to do it, man. Just through and through. Going to be long. We're going to try to go through not every player, but we're going to go through most of them. I'm going to try to do a little bit extra this time around, especially with the dynasty draft. I want to have a better idea of some players that will be picked up in those like 20 plus rounds things. But let me figure out what the best way to do this is. I want to share my entire screen. I think I could do it like this. Like that, maybe. How's that looking? Might be a little too small. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and move this down a little bit. I'll put myself in a box. Let's go ahead and make this bigger. We'll do it something like that. Yeah, let's do that. That looks good. That looks fine. Okay, let me go to comments real quick. Let's see. What up, SB, my guy? What up? What up, Nate? So we've been waiting, Zach, to get done with Cheesehead and chat. Yeah. No, I was in the car. I was just getting back home. I know, dude. I was having a little headache earlier, so I was like, man, I don't feel like starting again. And so I was like, I went, took a shower, whatever. Still had a little headache, so I drank a couple of things of water. Finally, my headaches kind of went away, and that's why I got pushed back. What up, Maz? How we doing, brother? Said picking up your son from school. So stupid. Picking up his balls. Cheesehead gave him that work. Man, no one's concerned about Cheesehead, bro. I have ball hair that's older than him. You know what I mean? Whatever he's picked up, you hoping penicillin works. So yeah, you're right. Brew, my guy. What's good, baby? How we doing? How we doing? And look, guys, we do have room still in our draft. So I guess let me go ahead and put that full screen and take a look. So right now we got 3 leagues. I'm not going to do any more than 3. We're going to keep it at that. League 1 is basically filled up, but we could see some people moving down to League 2 or possibly League 3. League 2 is also currently filled up, but there is space for 2 more if we'd like to extend it. And then League 3 is in desperate need of at least 1 more person. League 3 is our very beginner league, but we are doing a relegation system with all of our fantasy leagues. So if you're in League 3, that's okay. It might be with a bunch of people that are new, but if you win, you will get bumped up to League 2, where it is definitely a big difference of difficulty, skill, and experience in League 2. And then obviously League 1, which is our Alpha Omega, the top league. And the way the relegation is going to work is top 2 players from the lower leagues will move up, and the bottom 2 players from the higher leagues will move down. And that's how we're going to do it. Brute stay in the house. Yes, sir. Cheesehead message automatically held for review. Hidden by Nate. Did you delete a message? Damn, bro. Cheesehead, you're really gonna let Brisky like sit like that, bro? That's actually crazy. I wasn't even gonna let it go. Football almost here, but I know, man, we're like so damn close. We're so close. I know I need to get really locked in. I think some training camps actually already started, or they had something already started for the Chargers. So yeah, we're really close. I think training camp for most people start next week. I think that is for the Saints. I know I'm trying to go to a couple of training camps this year. I'm really hoping I can make it. Last year, obviously, I wasn't going to California. The year prior to that, we went, it got rained out. Year prior to that, we went, it got rained out. It was ass. Doc's ball hair is crazy. It is crazy. Let's see. Man, my man wanted to end him on stream name. Did he really say something crazy? I can't even find it. Claims to be 21, but really he's like, I know, bro. I just stopped aging after 21, bro. I just call it a day there. What up, G-Zed? Said all these rankings are. I said all these rankings are ass. Oh, all these rankings are ass. That's fine. Look, dude. You know, both you and Brisky. How do I join? I got you, brother. I'll send you a link right now. Copy, and here we go. Boom. Join on up. But I say you and Cheesehead and Brisky are probably my two favorite people to talk shit with when it comes to fantasy football. Brisky, I basically am like Mr. Miyagi to fucking what's his damn name? What's the Karate Kid's name? Eric or some shit? I don't even know anymore. I'm basically Mr. Miyagi to him. You know what I mean? I showed him everything he knows, and now he thinks he's the best. And now here we go, Cheesehead. You know, hit puberty, and all of a sudden now he thinks he's the shit McGrits. It's crazy, man. Let's see. Now, Mozzie said you wanted to end Cheesehead's career on stream. Oh, here we go. Cheesehead ain't letting it go. Nah, it's all good. All right, but okay. So anyway, that's the background. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through my process of how I do my research and how I rank the players in this year's fantasy draft for a redraft PPR league. Like I said, this will be long. I did have a file already made and ready, but I deleted it at some point in time, so it's no longer here. So let me go ahead. We'll do quarterbacks, and I'll make all this bigger in just a second. But we're going to do quarterbacks. We're going to go ahead and do running backs, wide receivers, tight ends. I'm not going to worry about kickers or anything like that. You know, no one cares about kickers. And then we're going to go ahead and do we may do defense. I don't know. I guess it depends on how long all this takes. So let's go ahead and figure this out. We'll go quarterbacks, QBs. And actually, I probably should do it like this, huh? Well, I guess it don't matter. All right. Quarterbacks. We'll go running backs. We'll go wide receivers. We will go tight ends. And then do I want to do anything else? I guess we may look at defense. I mean, again, I don't think defense really matters as much. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't know how y'all play fantasy, but pretty much what I worry about with defenses is just I switch them out every week. It just depends on who they're playing, less about how good the actual defense is. Unless you get like the number 1 or the number 2 top defense where you're just going to keep them the whole time, you're okay getting like the 10th best defense or whatever and then just swapping them in and out. It really doesn't make too much of a difference. But we will go ahead and do the rankings 1 through whatever. We'll I guess we'll start with, I don't know. I normally do top 20 quarterbacks, so we'll do top 20. So let's go ahead and pull up a tab. And I'm hoping y'all can see all of this. And I guess we can just use this to do it. Does that make sense? Or is this too small? Y'all probably aren't able to read that. Let's see. 2025 NFL quarterbacks. We should be able to pull it up on ESPN, I think. No, I don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't want that. I don't know if I want that either. Let's try this. Let's see. I have I'll be 18 in 4 months. Oh, my bad, bro. Wait, was my math right then? That was a total guess when I said you were 4. That's pretty good. Apparently, that's only 3-year difference. Damn, she said young as hell. Hell yeah. Well, hey, we're happy to have you, Brute. So what I'm going to be doing after today's stream, this is like the cutoff day for whoever's wanting to join. So after today's stream, that's it. Those that aren't wanting to do it or people that don't reach out, I will have everything set up. I will I'll message everybody and all that good stuff. And hopefully Wednesday, we will have the dates of the draft. So that's when we'll all find out. League 3 will probably be closer to the start of the draft or start of the season, if I have to think. So you got plenty of time. When it comes time to pick, do I only pick from positions you specify, or am I free to pick anyone from any position? You are free to pick from any position you want. So like baseline whenever it comes to drafting, I guess we could have start there. Baseline when it comes to drafting your team in a PPR league, that means you get 1 point per reception. So wide receivers are very valuable, but there's also a lot of them. Running backs are very valuable. They're your consistent pieces. If you can get 2 running backs that consistently put up 15 plus points a game, you're in a good spot because you want that, right? There's a big fall off of running backs after a couple of picks or after a couple of rounds. So you want to worry about getting your wide receivers, getting your running backs. Some people go heavy on go early on quarterbacks. So go quarterback, say round 3 every now and then. I've seen some people do it in round 2. I think they're insane. The realistic part of this is that when it comes to quarterback, outside of your top 3 or 4, all the rest of them, they average out to be about the same points. So, if you feel good with your first 2 picks or whatever, you really want this quarterback really damn bad, sure, go get them. It's not a horrible idea, but you could wait, get more wide receivers, get more running backs, and then grab a quarterback in round 7 or 8 without any issue, or maybe even round 6 if you want to go early. I typically will not grab a quarterback before round 5. Unless like somehow Josh Allen has slipped down to round 4 or something like that. Or Josh Allen slid all the way to the later part of round 3, or Lamar Jackson slid all the way to a later part of round 3. Maybe I'll do it, but I typically don't bother. Best is kicker. Yeah, don't worry about kicker until the very end of the draft. It does not matter. Anyone that picks kicker before the last pick is a moron. All right, it doesn't make a difference. If you are so reliant on a kicker to win the league, then you probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. Your last pick, your last or second to last pick should be kicker. Your defense is probably somewhere around round 13, 12, something like that. So go get Quan Dingle. What's a Quan Dingle? All right. Anyway, let's see. I see Brisky trying to get his message here publicized. I'll read it. I said, okay, makes sense. I just figured it's an unfair advantage for some. Oh, I thought you were making. Oh, there you go. Jonah blows. There we go. Jonah blows. Love that. All right, let's see if I can just go and just pull up just all quarterbacks. Like I feel like I should be able to do that. Let's go to ESPN. Like I said, sorry I'm a little late, a little discombobulated right now. I would have had all this stuff ready, but you know what? It just is what it is. Deal with it. You know what I mean? Just deal with it. Let's see. Can I players? Here we go. Beautiful. All right, we'll run this. We'll organize it by position. We'll start with quarterbacks, and we'll press go. And this should. Oh, it's gonna give us an alphabetical order. This is stupid. All right, let's try something different. Drew Brees number 1. About time you admit it. About time you admit it. Okay, look, ESPN has one. Nice. Did they do it right? Can we see it good? We can see it good. Okay, good. All right, this is what I like to see. So whenever you're drafting it, again, for people that are that been playing this for a while, that have been doing fantasy for a while, y'all know this gist. Y'all know how it all works and everything like that. So a lot of this stuff will be repetitive for y'all. Just don't worry about it. Can I like please get can I please just have it to where everything is the right font? Like I want everything to be 20. Why is this so why is not everything 20? Can I just like so obnoxious? No. Jesus, I do not know how to work I don't know how to work Excel anymore, bro. They change everything all the time. All right. So let's go into rankings. Quarterbacks to me is probably the easiest one. The things you'll see on most lists, this is through ESPN's ranking site. Sleeper has a similar one. As you can see here, it's just not as big, but it'll show where they have the quarterbacks projected of who's going to be the best, who's going to be the worst. So you can kind of have that. You'll also have that on the mock draft page. So when you do a mock draft, you'll have this here. So at least you'll have a general idea of ranking and stuff. Your biggest concerns are your bye weeks. That's probably your biggest thing. All right, but let's start at quarterback number one. Look, you can't go wrong with Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. They are truly 1A, 1B. They're going to put up a lot of points. Both of them run. They both get rushing touchdowns. They both pass the ball. They get passing touchdowns. I personally am more of a Josh Allen guy, and I'd have him number one. I want to track his bye week, and it doesn't look like they have the bye week on here. This is disgusting. All right, we'll have to go back and figure that out. All right, but anyway, we'll just rank them. We'll do buys after. All right, so then we'll go Lamar Jackson. And then from there, we start figuring out what we actually... Hello? Now we'll start breaking down some different things. Said Jared Goff, just check sleeper tab for bye week. Oh, yeah, factual. Good guy. Good guy. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so his bye week is 7. His bye week is 7 as well. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going past this. I actually don't mind this quarterback ranking at all. I don't necessarily going to go do this one for one. There is a couple players that I feel like have dropped down a significant amount, and I don't understand why. First of which is CJ Stroud. Somehow CJ Stroud has been put down way down here. I understand he did have a sophomore slump last year, but he's still a guy that I would be more than happy to be my starting quarterback for this upcoming season. And then there's also some guys that I think are high for next to no reason. Like your guys like Justin Fields being at 13. I know he's going to start at the Jets now, but what out of what we've seen from Justin Fields out of the 5 years he's been here gives him a 13 ranking? I have no freaking idea. Drake May being at 15. I have hopes for him too, but plays for the Patriots. You know, realistically, how many points are they going to score this year? There's no telling. He played good last year, but they still weren't winning games. They weren't putting up a lot of points. And when it comes to fantasy, you want to find teams offensively that are going to score a lot. And that's why you have your guys up here. So after Lamar Jackson, I'm not mad at Jaden. I'd probably go Jaden Daniels there as well. After that, they showed Jalen Hurts. I personally would go Joe Burrow over Hurts, hoping that Joe Burrow stays healthy. If he stays healthy, we saw what he could do last year. He led the league in pass yards, and he missed games. So expect something similar. If only they could put some money into their offensive line instead of paying their wide receivers a stupid amount of money. Max contracts for 2 wide receivers when you have no O-line is insanity. After Burrow, I'd go Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is another guy that has a lot of rushing touchdown potential. So when it comes to scoring, quarterbacks for passing the ball for a touchdown, they only get 4 points. So for a passing touchdown, they only get 4. But when they do rushing touchdowns, they get 6. So, you know, having a quarterback that's a little bit more mobile is definitely beneficial. What up, Jeff? How we doing, brother? Say, what's going on, Brody? I'm on your side. Hey, damn, bro, he's coming at you crazy. They really got Kyler better than Herbert. Yeah, yes. 5 years ago, sure. Right now, hell no. Like, that shit don't even make sense. Better be down, bro. 3 years consecutive regression and a 35 QBR in the Super Bowl. Look, Mahomes will always be up there, but at 6, I think is a bit of insanity if I'm being completely honest. This is where, like, these are my rankings, and that's why I always try to stress out when I do these type of things. These are my rankings. I'm not saying that you should follow them, but I'm just kind of giving y'all my thought process, why I'm picking these guys a little bit higher, that maybe you aren't thinking the same thing. So after looking at Jalen Hurts, this is where it starts getting a little bit more confusing. I do have hopes. Baker Mayfield has been an extremely consistent quarterback. I think he does it again. They added more weapons for him and Tampa Bay. For whatever reason, these guys on ESPN are projecting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers only get 7 wins this season. I think they're out their fucking mind, if I want to be honest with you. I think if Tampa Bay doesn't manage to get at least not like a minimum of 10 wins, I think it's absurd. They got a very solid team. Bo Nix is a second-year quarterback that I think has good potential, still plays for the Broncos, but under Sean Payton, once he gets those pieces together, he knows how to operate a great offense. He got a great offensive-minded head coach. I'm still confused why they are competent with their wide receivers that they have, but that is just Sean Payton's issues. Brock Purdy falls back for me. Caleb Williams probably is about right there. This is the one where I'm going to go kind of crazy, and I just don't understand why CJ Stroud is so low here, but I'm putting CJ Stroud there. I am very confident with having CJ Stroud there. He had a sophomore slump. It is what it is. He comes out this year. He's a lot stronger, a lot better. He also dealt with a lot of injuries to his wide receivers last year. It's tough. He's been dealing with that the first 2 years of his career, and hopefully after this season, bringing in what they brought in, Jaden Higgins, who they just signed to a fully guaranteed contract as a second-round player, which is completely screwing the market right now. I am very confident CJ Stroud has a big bounce-back year. After that, I'll probably go Baker Mayfield. As much as I hate saying that, being from the Bucs. After Baker, looking through, probably am in between Bo Nix and Justin Herbert. I'll probably go with Bo Nix. That's one that I will probably flip-flop in my head 10 times over again. And how I do these rankings as well, you need to remember, this is what my formula is going to be. So when we're drafting, I'm going to have this up. You can do it on a computer. You can write it down in a book. Sometimes I like to have it on both because I have different notes on them. But I keep this up that way. Whenever we're going through the draft, I can kind of mark off what these guys are, who's going, where I'm projecting these players to go next. Should I get them now? Should I hold? Whatnot. Like CJ Stroud, since he's a guy that is projected 18, some people may forget about him. I don't think our community is dumb enough to do that, though. All right, let me go up to comments. I saw some people were messing around. Say, I'm done, y'all. Don't want to hurt your feelings too much. Here we go, Cheesehead. Bo Nix easily top 10 just because of scramble. I agree. 100% agree. Mahomes up there for merit, though. He's been in favorable defense and run game scheme. Yeah, for sure. The thing with Mahomes again this year, though, is that Rashee Rice is going to be back. And I think that's going to make a pretty big difference. And you're also going to have second-year Xavier Worthy. And we already know how the Chiefs do. Although Pacheco has been phenomenal for them, he's hitting that number where they're going to get rid of him soon. They've done it with every running back so far. So it's going to be interesting to see how and where that goes. So I think we're technically on 7 right now. So after we'll go 20 here. All right, after Bo Nix. Oh, I said I'd probably go Justin Herbert. Now, Herbert, again, this is one that I could see him even dropping a little bit further back than this. I think we've all been waiting for the year for Justin Herbert just to go absolutely insane. I think he's just a consistent guy. Second under Coach Harbaugh, second year with the Chargers. They finally got him another weapon in Trey Harris. Hopefully he can catch the ball. Herbert would have had a lot better fantasy season last year if it wasn't for what's his name? The two guys, Palmer and the other guy that was like a first or second round draft pick a couple years ago that had no hands. He had no hands at all. It made no sense. So after Justin Herbert, let's go ahead. And I don't have Kyler Murray as my top 10 quarterback. This wraps up. This is my 9th quarterback here. So inside my top 10. So like these are all quarterbacks that I would expect to be the starting quarterbacks for someone's team. And then we'll get into the backups. That's why I do 20. If you're in a 10-person league, most teams will draft 2 quarterbacks for the whole draft. So if you're in a 10-person league, that means 20 quarterbacks are coming off the board. If you're in a 24-person or a 12-person league, that means that at least 24 quarterbacks are going to come off the board. And every now and then someone's going to be a dickhead and go grab 2 quarterbacks early and then grab another one late as well, and then try to force your hand on a trade. So it's just things to keep in mind. That's why I do these. That's why I try to rank these people this amount of people. I want to do at least 20. So we're going to do 20 today. So this, whenever I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So this is 10 here. So now I'm going 10, and this is the one where Cheesehead's going to come out and say something, and I think so is Brisky, and I think y'all know where I'm going with this, and that is Caleb Williams. At some point, he has to be better. New coaching staff. We know how horrendous the coaching staff was over there at Chicago. Caleb Williams last year basically had to teach himself the playbook, teach himself how to watch film because the coaches were not doing it. They were not showing him how to play at the NFL level. That's something that's not fair for him. He's going to be run by a much better head coach this year. They went ahead, grabbed more weapons for him, a big tight end in Loveland. I think that's going to make a big difference for Caleb Williams and possibly get him, into this a solid starting quarterback for any draft team. I said, nah, agree. Maybe a 2B version. Golfer love at 10. And that's exactly where I was going to go after this. I am kind of on the fence of possibly putting Kyler Murray. I'm trying to look. I probably put Mahomes here. I think Mahomes is Mahomes out of the top 10 still feels a bit weird to me, to be honest. And this is where like he possibly could be in this like 8th, 9th spot or something like that. But I'll go Mahomes. And then you got Jared Goff and Jordan Love. I'd go Goff first, and I think Goff could even replace Caleb Williams, and I also think Jordan Love could replace Caleb Williams in that top 10 spot. I think once you start getting to like this Justin Herbert level, all of these guys should be drafted and should be starting somewhere in fantasy this year. And then once we get to like Justin Herbert, these guys are probably going to go ahead and move a little bit. And again, like Bo Nix could possibly even jump up to in front of Stroud as well. Like I gotta really think about that. But this is just kind of going off of my gut right now, and I will reevaluate this probably over the next 2 or 3 days and really fine tune where I think my order should be. But we'll go Jared Goff, Jordan Love. I think Goff is just a little bit better just because he has more weapons than what Jordan Love has. And Jordan Love is having a bit of that digression. I hope he can come back because I have enjoyed Love and him and really what the Packers do. Besides all the shit talking I've been doing with Cheesehead, I do love how the Packers organization is run, how they've set themselves up almost, possibly 3 times in a row of having franchise quarterbacks. I think Love is on that fence, and he's either this is going to be the year that's going to decide, is he going to be mediocre and they're going to have to figure out what's next, or will this be a year that he finally has a really good full season, gets them back to the playoffs, and then they can start looking towards the future again. It's going to be interesting. All right, after Jordan Love, let's go ahead and make sure I got everyone out the top 10. I got Lamar out there. What up, Shane? Josh Allen, Jaden, got that. Kyler Murray. Yeah, I'll throw Kyler Murray after there. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I think the Cardinals are going to be a lot better this year. I think they will have a chance to make a running in their division. That division has changed so much this past 2 years, so it's hard to tell. But I think they do have something that they could be special. After that, I'd probably go Just I'd probably go Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy does concern me a little bit just because they've lost so many pieces. I think Ayuk will continue to be out for a while. So I think Jawan Jennings right now is there. I don't know for sure if Ayuk is going to be playing this season. Is he playing this season? How many games? Anybody know how many games? So like these are things that are important to look up because I might not even put him there if Brandon Ayuk, how long he's going to be injured. So let's see. Brandon Ayuk. Geez, I can't type. Injury update. So let's take a look and see. Is recovering from a torn ACL, which is stated in October. Oh yeah, he is. There. They said there's a chance potentially missing the first 4 games, but there's a chance that he could be back week 1. Yeah, fucking right, buddy. Yeah, fucking right. Out your damn box, dude. By the way, are you ranking based on fantasy value or just NFL overall? Fantasy value. This is all fantasy related. All fantasy related. Yeah, because if I'm going off of NFL value, a good bit of this changes. Like I would put Goff. I'd put Patrick Mahomes above a lot of these people just as far as NFL rankings. I'd put Goff higher than Caleb Williams at this point. Like things would be different. All right, so how many more we got? We got 4 more. All right, Brock Purdy. Let's see. I'll go Dak. They finally got a second weapon over there. Hopefully that'll help them. That way CD's not having to do all the work, but Dak is still Dak, and he finds ways to mess it up. But he's always a solid backup. Any given week he can give you 30. It's just most of the time he's going to give you 12. But Dak has that potential with the personnel they have on the Cowboys. After that, I'd probably go with I would take a risk at Justin Fields. I wouldn't necessarily be happy with it, but I would take a risk because, you know, at the end of the league, if he ends up not doing good and not playing well, then you're still going to have some other guys like Michael Penix, Cam Ward, Matthew Stafford, Tua, and guys like that are likely not going to get drafted that probably can still work out and be fine. Let's see. Kyler, Brock, Justin, just Fields, Dak, Drake May. Okay. All right. So now we're starting to get into like this deeper side of things here. I'm really going back. And feel free, guys, in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all think the person is rated too high or too low, whatever. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't just say, "Oh, you're stupid." Give me an explanation. Let me know why you think this person deserves to be higher or this person deserves to be lower. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. After Justin Fields, there's someone I'm looking for right now that I'm not seeing. I'd probably put Drake May at the end. He'd probably be somewhere near this bottom grouping. I would not grab Tua. It's just too injury prone. If he's on your team, fine. But I mean, there's just better options. Probably wouldn't mess with Trevor Lawrence either. It's so crazy how different that is from just, you know, last couple of years. Everybody was just waiting for him to have a blowout year, and he just isn't. Let's see. I'm not going McCarthy. I need to see him play first. I may put a shout out on Michael Penix. Give him a look, see what he has to offer. And then I'd probably go I'm between Matthew Stafford and Trevor Lawrence. I feel like I'd want to go with youth over anything. And I'd probably go Trevor Lawrence. And I think that wraps up our 20, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't do math. What's 22? Yeah, that's 20. All right. Let's see. I'm so effing tired on the way back home. My second flight in Charlotte has been delayed by an hour. I'm not departing till midnight. That sucks, man. I hate being stuck in there. Said best risk reward quarterback is definitely Penix. I think so too. Fields higher than Prescott and Purdy and Love. You have Fields higher. I liked what I saw out of him. I liked what I saw out of him in Pittsburgh. I think he should have started the whole season, if I'm being completely honest. The Jets are just screwed, man. I mean, I know they just went ahead and gave Garrett Wilson a big contract and stuff like that. They got a new head coach. He's a defensive-minded coach and all that. So I don't know how much offensively it's going to change. I feel like they're still going to have some problems. But again, he's just one of those guys that, can go big or could not do shit at all. Fields has to show at first date. All he does is run. McCarthy could be sneaky with that defense. Yeah, McCarthy could be sneaky too. And I wouldn't, because of who his weapons are, I guess I could put him here. Because he does have some of the better weapons in the NFL. So that's going to help him look good. But I feel like there's also going to be a lot of mistakes, man. I don't understand the hype up of people trying to say that he's comparable to that he could be the next Tom Brady and shit. And I'm just like, that is just absurd to me. And another guy that kind of sneaks in too, that isn't even on this list, is your quarterback over there in Seattle, Sam Darnold. I don't love Sam Darnold, but they got Cooper Kupp over there now, Jack Smith-Njigba, who just came off of a really good season. He's now their number one, which is interesting, but he still had a really good year. And Sam Darnold had a decent fantasy outing last year. But all right, so this would be my numbers. And I wish it had the bye weeks and everything here. I'm gonna not worry about it right now. I guess I can just fill it out. Why not? F it, right? All right. Jaden Daniels. Oh, excuse me. All right. Jaden Daniels 12. Burrow 10. Jalen Hurts 9. CJ Stroud I think was 8 or 6. I gotta go quarterbacks. Where they got Stroud at? I can't believe they have Stroud. I'm confused. I wonder, maybe my head is just completely in a different place than everybody else's. But I can't see Stroud being worse that bad. I mean, that's talking about him not even being a starter this year. As far as fantasy goes, I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. It really confuses me. Bo Nix 12. Justin Herbert is 12. Caleb Williams, they got him high as shit. Where's he at? Caleb Williams 5. Patrick Mahomes is 10. Jared Goff is 8. Jordan Love is 5. Damn, y'all got an early bye week. Geez, that's crazy. Bye week 5 sucks. Murray, where's Murray at? 8. Let's see. Brock Purdy is going to be 14. I feel like early and late bye weeks are just so shit. I want to be somewhere between 8 and 10. Prescott's 10. Fields is, where are they at Fields at? See, this website has Fields super low. I don't even see him. Am I missing him? Is he not here? I must be blind. Oh, here he is, 9. 9, Drake May, 14. Michael Penix is going to be higher than that. 5. Lawrence is going to be 8. And then JJ McCarthy is going to be 6. All right, cool. But once again, those that are just tuning in and joining us, just letting y'all know this is the game plan for we're go ahead and we're going through the rankings for all positions. We're gonna do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense. We're gonna do it as if it's a 10-man league. And so we're going to get it set up the amount that we need to fulfill that. That's why we're doing 20 here, and maybe a couple extra if there's a couple that I'm in between. I'm going to put those, and I may adjust this, like I said, later on, but just doing a brief breakdowns of things that I'm thinking about as I'm going through, breaking down these players and why I have certain ones ranked above others. We also are still missing a couple of spots. We still have a couple of spots left in our fantasy Jesus Christ, in our fantasy league RFS 3. We're still missing a couple spots. We're currently at 7. The max that we can have is 12. And I think we have 8 now because I think Brute just joined. So we still have about 4 spots remaining. If anybody is interested in joining, feel free to go ahead and click that link. If you are already in a league, if you're already in a league, do not join the second league unless I tell you to, because it possibly we will do that. But for now, we're gonna try and fill it out. But what up, Kai? How you been, man? Yeah, hey guys, everybody go check out Kai's channel, man. Go give him a subscription. He's trying to reach. What is your goal? Is it? I saw you posted earlier today. You're trying to reach a certain number by the start of the season, by the first preseason game. It said Sam Darnold is underrated. He was low-key good last season. Can he repeat this season with the Seahawks? Only time will tell. Yeah, that's how I feel too. That's why I was kind of confused that he isn't even on the radar of, according to ESPN's app, because I would definitely have him in my top 25. I mean, I feel more comfortable grabbing Sam Darnold than I would grabbing Tua, or or even probably even more confident than I would with grabbing Matthew Stafford or even a Cam Ward. Possible Penix. I feel like Penix has a good risk reward thing, so that's why I would try for him if it's he's available. And then like Geno, I mean, I wouldn't pick up Geno. I just wouldn't do it. Week 5 will help the Packers once they go 1-3. To be honest, yeah, you might be right. You would pass Fields twice. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Fields taking super high in Dynasty though. For your information. Let him fucking take him. Yeah, I mean, look, a young quarterback that's been on 3 different teams in his first 5 years of his career. Yeah, I'm good, dude. He can't even stay on an NFL roster. Why am I going to put him on my fantasy league roster? That's insane work to me. And there's also never been a good Jets quarterback, right? There hasn't been one. There's one guy that I don't remember his name, but I think is somewhat good. Outside of that, there's never been one. So, yeah, not even bothering. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So and I'll probably do like a little summary breakdown, I guess, at the end, and then we'll kind of chill, and I may go forward if I may go ahead and do some more and just stay live, because I do have to get really deep into the rankings for our Dynasty League. So I will be doing that tonight as well. So those of y'all that go to sleep early, that were, trying to do some research on players, I'm going to go like heavy research on them. I'm going to try to do some of that tonight and try to get a good idea of what players I like and what players I want and hope to get at the end of the draft, where, these are guys that may or may not even see the field, but have upside potential of going to play somewhere or playing somewhere else or yada, yada, yada. All right, let's keep it going. And let me know how y'all feel about how all this is going, by the way. Let's see. Said my first year doing this live on the channel, there's already several things I would have done a little bit different. I would have liked to have been I would have liked to have been a lot more prepared than what I am right now. I definitely have just kind of winged it, but I'll know better for next year. And maybe even next year I'll actually have this done first. That way I can just go over everything and it's already labeled, so you aren't having to watch me do this grueling process of what do you want to call it? This grueling process of doing the damn spreadsheet and shit like that. All right, running backs. All right, name and buy. All right, let's go over here. And it looks like this website is actually a lot better than the one that I was looking at earlier. So I will go ahead and drop a link to this website down below if anybody wants to use it to help them. Normally, these websites are a lot better than what you'll get off of your like sleeper apps and stuff like that. I think apps are like basically just an algorithm and it's not actual people doing it. Apps like the websites like this fantasypros.com, this is picked actually by experts, that people that are studying and giving these rankings. I'm seeing there's a sign in and an upgrade thing. So there may even be descriptions of why they like these players for certain reasons. I have no idea, but I know there's a bunch out there. I also use this one app. Let me see if I can find it real quick. That's on my phone and it's really, really helpful. There's a shit ton of information, like almost too much information. But if you're like, just a junkie when it comes to that kind of stuff, it is really helpful. Did I delete it? I deleted it. Oh, never mind. Well, I can't tell y'all what the website is. There's no way I deleted this app. Oh, see. All right. Now y'all gonna have to give me a second so I can go find it because I actually want to re-download it because I'm gonna need it later. Football advice. Where is it? Yeah, I don't even see it anymore. I wonder if they got rid of the app. I used to love this app. I don't even see it. It was like one of the top apps for a while. But anyway, there are a bunch of different apps like that. There's also different websites whenever it comes to trades and stuff, which I'll talk about that later on. But there's certain websites that you can go to like evaluate my fantasy football trade. I think one's like Roto Trade. Yeah, this is one that I use, and you can go ahead and like enter in the players that you're giving and the players that you're receiving. You put down what type of draft it is and all this kind of stuff, and you can search it. So like whatever we'll say, giving Jamar Chase. I spelled Jamar wrong. I had to have. Say you're giving Jamar Chase and you're in return you're getting I don't know what's a decent wide receiver, McConkey, and maybe a running back like Kyron Williams or something. I don't even know if this is a good trade or not. I'm just doing bullshit. You press analyze trade and then it'll give you a value and it'll tell you the value that you're giving away and the value that you're receiving. So on this trade, this person would be winning it by a lot. So you'd probably want to, reevaluate or whatever, and that would tell you whether or not it's a good trade or not. Anyway, all right, back to the main event. Learned so much about Excel. Dude, I used to know Excel and I used to know all the keys and everything like that too. And I don't know shit anymore. And actually, I'm going to just go ahead and do this now. I should have did this on the quarterback one because this one is going to be a lot more. So whenever I'm doing receivers or running backs and receivers, again, I'm thinking about how many players are going to be drafted, right? I know there's like a thing that I can press. Let's see. Can I I think I can add numbers to it. Boom, 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 boom. So again, when we look at a starting lineup, so we'll go over to sleepers. Let's go to your team. So on your team, you can go look and see. I think it's the same for all of our leagues, but in our league, we have 2 running back starting positions, and then you also have a flex position that could be a wide receiver, running back, or tight end. Usually, it's going to be a wide receiver, but I have seen people that have run running back or even tight end if they have 2 really good ones and have won the league. But typically, it's wide receiver, and then you have your bench spots. You don't have many of them. This one we have 3, 4, 5, 6 bench spots. So I know I have 2 running backs. I'm going to want at least 4 running backs on my roster. I'm going to want at least 4. It'll be 2 starting, 2 on the bench. I'll have 1 quarterback starting, 1 on the bench. I'm going to have 3 wide receivers starting, 2 on the bench, and then I'm going to have 1 tight end starting. And then I may have another wide receiver or another running back or another tight end, just all depending on how it goes. So in thinking about that, I need about 40 running backs. And that's, let's see. I think I can do a number thing, right? Boom, 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 boom. Is it going to make, let's see, no, not decimal. Goodness, how do I do this? This is going to piss me off. I really don't feel like typing out all these numbers, but I probably am going to have to now. Okay, I'm just going to do it. Y'all just going to have to deal with me. So I'm going to want to go ahead and get, I'm going to want to do like 50 running backs. Well, 50, at least 40. We'll do 40 today because 50 does get a little long, but I'm going to go ahead and do 40 because I'm assuming that most teams are going to have 4 running backs and we have 10 teams in the league. So I'm going to want to make sure I break down 40 running backs. And they may have less too. Some teams may only have 3, and that's completely normal too. Sometimes I only have 3, but I'm just predicting as if they're going to go ahead and have 4. When it gets to this deeper number, it's going to get to a point to where I may not even know all of these guys, because once you get past 32, you start looking at your backup running backs and stuff. So you will have some teams that run split running back systems where they'll use both running backs. You'll have some teams that use 3. So they'll have different things like that. Roto trade. Yeah, roto trade. It doesn't always work though. FYI, some players have different valuations too. Well, no shit. Yeah. The roto trade thing is just a standard base. Still go based off of what you think and how you believe what a player is. But if you're just curious if you're getting screwed or not, like you feel like it's a good trade, but you feel like you're getting screwed, you can go test it there. Or maybe you're trying to work out a trade yourself and you don't want to send a trade that favors the other person too much. So you're like, oh, well, let me go ahead and run this through. And it's like, oh man, this trade favors them by 40 points according to their thing. Well, let me go ahead and switch it up a little bit because I don't want my first trade that I'm sending to somebody to be the Hail Mary trade, right? I want it to be the low one that they're going to comment back. But like anything, you don't want to go too low to where they're like, yeah, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. You're trying to give me 2 bum players for my best wide receiver, kind of one of those kind of things. Said I wouldn't have Kyron Williams that high. To me, Jamar Chase for Kyron Williams plus Ladd McConkey is fair. Yeah, and I think you're completely out your box because Kyron Williams to me is he's the last year he had the tied 3rd for carries, tied 5th for touchdowns, and tied 10th, and I think it was ranked 9 or 10 or something like that for yards last season. And he's still young, and he's playing on a team with an older quarterback. He's going to have to keep running anyway because their quarterback's still old. He can't. Matthew Stafford can't throw 40 passes every single game like he could back when he was with the Lions. Bruce said, I go for 4 wide receivers, 4 running backs, 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks, 2 defense, and 1 kicker. And if there's an extra bench spot, either wide receiver or running back. Yeah. So I think I got to go and adjust that, and that's something I will do. The reason why in this league there's only 6 bench spots, so like you wouldn't be able to do that in this league because you'd have too many people, is because with a 12-person league, it makes it to where the waiver wire is just wiped fucking dry, and there's nothing you could do. So if you get an injury or something, you're basically screwed. So I try to keep the benches a little bit smaller than what most leagues do. Just that way, there's still some fun and some activity that goes on in the waiver wire, and you can try to take advantage of those type of things. It also keeps people active and keeps everyone in the running. If you lose your top running back early on in the season or something like that, you might be screwed because one guy might be holding 3 running backs on their bench. So just make sure whenever we once I have all the leagues set up, I will go ahead, update all the rules, tell everybody to go through them, look at the lineups, look at all that stuff, and then you can go from there. And of course, I mean, you know what you're doing, Brood. You sound like a guy that's played a bunch. But if you have any questions, feel free. Or if you have any suggestions, feel free to send them. 2 defenses. Some people do like 2 defenses. Yeah, defense could be playing the Bills offense, which then I would have to switch. I've never drafted 2 defenses, but I have kept 2 defenses on my team before. So like if I'm I'll draft one and then I get like a really good one, then I definitely am not going to pick up another. But say maybe I have someone that was like a late pick, a rookie wide receiver or something like that got injured or just hasn't played or whatever, and he's just on my bench. And for some reason, a defense that is playing a weak team or whatever shows up on the waiver wire. Or whatever, I'll go ahead and drop that guy that I'm never going to play and pick up that defense, at least for the now. But I don't draft 2. He's going downhill this year. Why? So why do you think that? Why do you think that, Brisky? They just drafted a new running back 2 years in a row. Their running back that they picked up, because I just was looking at it the other day, because that let me see. Try to mirror where everybody's at. Yeah. He's one of the guys that I'm considering for my next running back. I don't know when I'm going to grab him or not, but he's in my consideration right now. I was trying to look up something. Oh, that's what I was looking up. Rams depth chart. Are you talking about Jarquez Hunter? Is that who you're talking about? A round 4 pick? Bro, Jarquez Hunter is definitely a decent running back. I would even say he's probably better than Blake Corum, but none of these guys are taking reps from Kyren Williams. None of them are. They're drafting more quarterbacks because they don't have a number 2 quarterback, because Blake Corum ended up not being as good as what they were hoping. They've been struggling to get a backup running back ever since Cam Akers. What up, Ian? Hi from Australia. My AFL Supercoach has been poor this year, currently ranked 40,000. I'm sucking too. Hopefully I'll go better in that fantasy. Come on, Ian. You joined up, Ian? I don't have my notifications on, so I don't know if you're joining or not, but if anybody likes to join, new or experience. Oh, that's the wrong link. New or experience, go ahead and join up. Let's see. I see Brute here, so I'm gonna go ahead and assign Brute. So if you'd like to join, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link down below in the comments. Feel free to come join it. It is a draft, so the way that it's going to work is oh, look at this, Jeff, and you're talking shit. It's going to be, we're going to have a set draft day. I'm going to try to get it as a most reasonable time as possible. It'll likely be on a weekend, on a Saturday. That way, for those that are in Australia, it'll still be the weekend. It'll be Sunday, but it'll likely be like a Sunday morning is probably what it'll be. That's kind of like the game plan. But we'll get together. It takes about 2 hours, and we draft, and we have a good time. We normally stream it, and we have some fun. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's get back to what we were doing. What up, Cameron? How you doing, bro? There we go. I won't be drafted. Yeah, Shane, I don't think you'll be drafted. I don't think you'll be picked up. I don't think you will be. All right. So now let's go ahead and look at running backs. And I think it's not hard to disagree with Saquon Barkley being the number 1. The only concern with Saquon Barkley is the fact that he ran a lot last year. He has had some history with injuries. And, there are times where running backs have a high, workload like Saquon does, where the next year they end up getting injured. We've seen that with most running backs, really outside of Derrick Henry. So outside of him, typically it may be a risky thing grabbing Saquon early, but if he plays and he's healthy throughout the whole season, he's going to do the exact same thing that he did this past year. Things have not changed. That offensive line for the Eagles is still absolutely phenomenal. They don't have to change much. It doesn't matter that Kellen Moore left. It doesn't matter. The bricks are already in place, and you got a running back of Saquon's caliber. Nothing's going to change. He's not going to have. He might not have a historical season like he did this year, where he almost broke, a record that's been held now for 40 years, something like that. But he will be up there as the rush leader for this season. The one thing I will switch here, I'm not going Bijan Robinson number 2. I'm going Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs has been a dual threat running back. And he also shares time with Montgomery. Montgomery is getting a bit older as well. When they're healthy, they're both dynamic. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs is just an absolute star, man. I mean, there's so much about his game that we still haven't even seen yet. And I would love to have him on my team. After Jahmyr Gibbs, I love how they have this little tier ranking here, by the way, as well. This is all great. After Jahmyr Gibbs, I wouldn't go Derrick Henry. I'd probably go Bijan. I just feel like, again, he's someone that has so much skill. He's going into his 3rd season. He should be even better this year. I think the Falcons are going to be a lot better this season as well, and that's going to help because I think with the additions that they've added to their defense, they will be able to score high and will have late game opportunities where they can just run the ball because they're already up and they're trying to burn clock, and that'll give Bijan even more touches. And especially with a second-year quarterback in Penix, who really didn't get much starting opportunity last year, they're going to want to get that run game going to make him feel comfortable. So I feel like Bijan is always a safe pick. Possibly Brisky. Join our RFS AFL. Yeah, Ian, if you're not in our Super Coach League, man, come join. I thought you already were. Sinbad, if you can grab the link, feel free to post it up. Just said, I remember when Detroit drafted him in the 1st, my friend and I were shocked because we thought it was a reach. Man, whenever they did that, I loved it. Don't curse him, you Uzi. With Derrick Henry or with Saquon. I'm not cursing him. I'm just pointing out the facts. I hope not, because I'll tell you what, if I got if I'm in the top 3 picks and Saquon, and I may grab Saquon. After him, oh man, I really want to say Derrick Henry is going to have another really good year this year. A part of me also wants to put the rookie here, Ashton Jeanty. I feel like these could be a 4A, 4A, 4B type of situation with Henry and Jeanty, in my opinion. Obviously, we haven't seen what Jeanty could do at the NFL level, but Las Vegas was trying everything they possibly could last year to get the run game going, and they couldn't because their running back sucked ass. They're going to run the ball again this year. We already know how Pete Carroll runs his offenses. He loves to run the ball a lot, unless it's, 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line to win a Super Bowl. But outside of that, he likes to run the ball. I would probably put Ashton ahead, and I think that is a reach because I've even have seen some people rank Ashton even as low as like 8th on the board. I'd probably follow that up with, I'd probably go Bucky Irving if I'm being honest. I think Bucky Irving is a lot lower on this list than what I would have him. Irving is, I think it's just his third year, right? 3rd year, 4th year, something like that. And he's a workhorse, man. The problem with Bucky Irving is that they do have 3 great wide receivers at Tampa Bay, and he doesn't get as many touches as what he should. But he's definitely there. And again, I could see these 3 all switching, and I wouldn't be mad at them, but this is kind of how I'm looking at it currently. I forgot to add buys, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. 8, Bucky's 9, and Derrick Henry is 7. Baltimore should run the ball a lot this year. I mean, at this point, they've already proven that Lamar Jackson's a great quarterback, but he can't be phenomenal until he wins a damn Super Bowl, and they need to run the ball more. Like it's insanity that they haven't figured that out yet. All right, after Derrick Henry, let's see. Can I scroll down? There we go. All right, after Derrick Henry, I'm always cautious grabbing Jonathan Taylor really early, just because of all the insanity that's went on. He was once the best running back in the league, fell off, came back, has played really well. And I don't know if I want to put him there. I feel like Josh Jacobs to me is always just a solid option, even though he is a bit older at 28. I think he's always solid. And I like him over there at Green Bay. They play a very old school style of football for the most part, and he's going to get his touches. After Josh Jacobs, I'd probably go with. I need to start speed running these guys before I stay here until 1 a.m. and I haven't even done anything. But this is normally my process. I'm trying to break things down. I'm just saying the things that are in my head while I'm looking over these players. But like, this is what I do. You can ask Skyla. Last year we did our fantasy rankings together at her house. We went and bought the magazines and stuff like that, and we're sat on the desk, and we were at it for like 4 to 5 hours. And her whole family was like, what the hell is he doing? Like, why is he still doing that? I just get super into this. I really try to break everything down. Sometimes I break it down a little bit too much. There you go. And that's the code, Ian. I think y'all could have probably got him later at that time. Y'all possibly could have. This is redraft. Yes, this is redraft. Yeah, this is definitely redraft because this would be a lot different if it was Dynasty. I'm not going to do a Dynasty one. I am going to work on one probably myself within the next couple of days. But yeah. All right, after Josh, I guess you go Jonathan Taylor. This is like one of those where like I'm putting him here, but I don't like it. And if he's available come draft day, I'm going to end up not picking him just because he concerns me. After that, I'm going Kyren Williams. And I've already talked about Kyren Williams, why I like him. I think that stays the same. Another risky person, and we're now getting into the point where we're at the 10th spot where this will be your number one running back that you're going to draft if you're the last person to pick up a running back. And that's it's a really risky one, but I'm going Achane. If Achane is healthy, Achane is going to be a top 5 running back in this year's fantasy football. But health is the biggest concern, and that's the biggest worry with him. After that, I'd probably be looking more around. Like, that's why running backs are so important to get early. A lot of people making PPR leads, they make the mistake of going really heavy wide receiver early. Sometimes I've seen people even grab 3 wide receivers and they'll use one for trade bait or whatever, but then they get stuck in this 4th round where they are like getting to the really tail end of running backs that are just not very productive. And it does lead to a bit of problems. So I think let's see, Jake. Yeah, okay. It's another like injury guy that's a risk, but if he's healthy, he's great. I got to go McCaffrey here. After McCaffrey, let's see. Already went through all of them. Make sure I'm not missing anybody as I'm getting into tier 3. Okay, I have that done to everyone in tier 2 according to them so far. So let's go ahead and drop down to this tier 3 side. Let's see. Something I've learned the hard way: running back doesn't have depth. Like, yeah, absolutely. I've done it too, man. I've drafted because I've had 2 great wide receivers pop up in my lap, and I just had to take them. But then I get screwed with running back, and I end up having to work a trade later. What's up? Let's see. Yo, my bad, Mozzie. I just say that. I thought you sent it. Didn't realize it was sent in our best one league. All good. How is Achane not up there? I have Achane up there. Like I said, my issues with Achane is the injuries, man. The injuries with Achane is what kills him. He's young as hell, and he gets injured so often. And I also think the Miami team is going to be a lot worse this year. And typically running backs don't get utilized as much whenever their team is really bad because they're always having to come from behind in order to do something. Luckily, Achane is used in a lot of screen passes and stuff like that, but it's definitely a risk. I was stacked running backs last year. Drafted heavy running back, turned out great. It did. You're right. And it does, man. People hear PPR, they get like so worked up on it, and they don't they just don't care about the running backs or whatever. But running backs are still the most one of the more valuable players in the league. You did running back. See, now that I still think was crazy. I think you just got a little lucky, if I'm being honest with you, brother. But hey, luck don't matter. Sometimes better be lucky than good. All right, after McCaffrey, always a solid guy, James Cook. I like James Cook. He gets passes as well, so PPR that helps. I'm also going. This could be my homer one, but I'd go Alvin Kamara here, and I may even pick Alvin Kamara before some of these people. If I'm just like, I just want to get a Saints player on my team. Alvin is going to get utilized a lot again this year. I think this offensive line is going to be a lot better. They desperately want to get him to have his 1,000-yard season. He always gets receptions, so he's always a solid player. He's ranked all the way down here, but last year he was a top 10 running back. So it's really confusing why they have him so far down. After that, I'll probably go Breece Hall. Again, bad team, but when they give him reps, he can run the shit out the ball. When they gave him over 15 carries a game, he was getting around 120 yards every single game. It was like maybe not 15. When he was getting like 20, he was getting over 100-yard rushing every time he was given the opportunity, but they would go ahead, rush him 15, 20 times, and the next game they'd only give him the ball 4. It just made no sense. I hope the new coaching staff is going to fix that, because that pissed me off so much last year. I'm not big on Kenneth Walker. Injuries again is what worries me, and I just can't do that. When it starts getting a bit trickier, we're gonna do this last one. Then I'm gonna go ahead and line up my bye weeks real quick, and then we'll keep it going. What did Chase Brown do last year? And also go put a little background music, because once we start getting into these, I'm definitely gonna be sitting thinking a little bit more. All right, what was his stats last year? 229 carries, 990 yards. He had 7 touchdowns. Was he splitting with somebody last year? I don't think he was. Yeah, he was splitting with Zach Moss. That's right. I didn't realize they bought Pirine back. That's interesting. I don't know if I can put Jace Brown up there. I don't think I have him at a tier 3. I guess I wasn't going to put Kenneth Walker here, but I think you have to. So I'll go Kenneth Walker. I'll follow that up by a guy that is looked past a lot in Chubba Hubbard. He was quietly one of the best running backs in the NFC South last year, even though he played for a crappy team, so people don't think about him. Then I'd probably go back on the rookie train and go Marion Hampton. I know that they have they have 2 running backs over there with Najee Harris, but obviously Najee got into that little firework incident this past week. He should be fine and everything like that, but I'm just not a big fan of Najee Harris, and I think if Marion Hampton ends up playing a big role on this team, which he should, because that's Harbaugh's bread and butter. He run the ball, every first down and stuff like that. I think he's going to get a lot of reps. He's had a lot of comparisons to an Alvin Kamara and stuff like that. So I think that, along with it also plays a huge factor. Chase Brown was great last year because he was a pass catch. Oh, he was also a pass catch option. Yeah. AK is a solid RB2 option. Oh, absolutely is. St. Bias oozing. That ain't lucky. That's just knowing how to draft. Boosie. There you go. Yeah, you might be right. All right. Well, look, if you say that, I'll take it because I personally will have to do. I'd have to go and do some like in-depth research with Chase Brown to figure out why he was so used in the past last year, because they weren't typically a team that passed the ball to running backs often in previous years. So that was that's why I wasn't thinking about it. So I'll have to look that up. All right. I said I would do. All right. Let me go catch up with these real quick. All right. I wasn't doing bye weeks like I said I would. All right. Jonathan Taylor, 11. Kyron Williams is 8. Achan is 12. Oh, he definitely getting injured before that bye week. He for sure is. And McCaffrey definitely is too. James Cook, 7. And those are things to think about too. Like with a bye week that late. Now, Achan could not. He's just been unfortunately injury prone. But McCaffrey, the way they utilize him, I hope they use Guerrero a little bit more and actually don't give him 25 reps a game. But with a bye week all the way to 14, I can almost guarantee he's going to miss 3 games at least, minimum, I'd say, at that point. Breece Hall, 9. Kenneth Walker, 8. Chuba Hubbard at 14. Nope. 14. What? Did it autocorrect my damn spelling? Bastards. Marion Hampton, 12. And then Chase Brown is 10. All right. All right. So where are we at? Have I got everyone here? I did everyone there. So we can go ahead and scroll down to tier 4 now. Let's see. Check Brown's receptions and you'll see. All right, let's go look at it. Receiving. Oh yeah, he had 54 receptions last year with 4 touchdowns. It's a good amount of receiving stats for a running back. Yeah, it's not bad. He just doesn't get many touchdowns, but yeah, he's getting touches a lot. Yeah, you spot on. All right, let's see. Chase Brown. So now we're going into this deeper side of things. I want to go Joe Mixon. He worried me a little bit last year. All right. It looks like David Montgomery is going to be my first backup running back that will still be in the starting list. So we'll go David Montgomery there. Pittsburgh have Caleb Johnson. I don't know much about Caleb Johnson at all. Let's see. I'm staying away from Pollard. Isaiah Pacheco still should be up there, I suppose. I'll go James Conner. Although his age is a concern, and he's had some games with injuries and stuff, but he is utilized a bunch. So James Conner is always a pretty okay bet as your RB2. The biggest concern is if you get one of these guys that like your James Conner or like a Devin Achan or Christian McCaffrey, these are things you want to think about. These guys that are a little bit older or have tendencies to get injured and different things like that, is if you grab them, you might be wanting to look at getting another running back soon, just in case that injury happens, to kind of prepare yourself for that injury, being a little bit more proactive than reactive to it. Because I promise you this, the running backs in the waivers is low. It's very minimal. Most of the time, it's going to be a backup running back that will be lucky to get 7 or 8 carries, and you're just hoping that they get a touchdown to fulfill the role for you while your guy that you wanted is hurt. So we'll go James Conner. I'll go Joe Mixon after that. That's by week 6. So I heard something. Has anyone else heard this as well, that RJ Harvey will not be the starting running back in Denver? I could have sworn I saw that he wasn't going to be the Yeah, I've heard rumors that J.K. Dobbins is supposed to actually be the number one running back, that this is going to change. So that actually concerns me a little bit with R.J. Harvey. I'm going to try to avoid anybody on Pittsburgh like it's the plague. Trevion Henderson could be interesting. I think he's a little bit of a reach here. I mean, we're talking now where we're getting into that third running back. I'd probably go Isaiah Pacheco. Even though I think he does have a fall off year this year, I still think he's a solid grab as your RB2 or as your RB3 on your squad. Going past there and just looking at some of these guys below him. See if there's anyone that stands out. Not really, man. Like, I don't like Najee Harris. New York Giants running backs, I would avoid them at all costs unless I forced my hand. I'm not messing with Jalen Warren, not with Pittsburgh. Is Dallas's starting running back really Javonte Williams right now? Is that who their starting running back is? Said Mixon and Connor, and then rest are RB3s. For the most part, man, this is where it gets really hard, and I'm trying to go kind of quick. I don't like Montgomery this year. I don't necessarily like him this year either. I definitely don't know if I'd want him as my second, but I would take the risk. I possibly would pick up James Conner before him or Joe Mixon before him, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, Javonte. They got Miles Sanders now, too. That's interesting. Okay. All right. Well, I'll probably go Aaron Jones after that at 6. He's a little bit older and stuff, but he's still solid as long as he stays healthy. I guess you go DeAndre Swift. I mean, he was a guy last 2 years ago when he played with the Eagles. He looked really good, but all running backs do. He had an okay year with Chicago last year, so I wouldn't mind having him there. I guess you start taking your risks at another rookie and RJ Harvey, and hope he ends up being the starter. What I will do as well is I'm going to put them right next to each other, and this is not because I think if Harvey's gone, I'm going to grab the other. It's because I want to do a little bit more research and figure out who will actually be the starting running back, whether it's J.K. Dobbins or RJ Harvey. So those could switch around or maybe just not be there at all. It just really depends. Charbonnet is great for Dynasty. Yeah, Charbonnet is solid for Dynasty for sure. I'll go another rookie here too. I mean, look, rookie running backs that are getting their first chance, that are going to be the starters, that should be the main guy. Trevion Henderson was absolutely amazing with Ohio State. And he has that. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. I think Quinton Judkins was going to be more NFL prepared, but obviously now we don't know what Quinton Judkins is going to happen. Quinton Judkins did get arrested just the other day for domestic violence and battery or something like that. So it is the NFL. So we're also having to rely on the NFL a little bit to do what's right and not allow him to play this year. But we already know how that goes. Now, the one thing is, since he is a rookie, they may give him a little bit. They might not give him the leash like they do with players that have been in the league a couple years. But at the same time, he plays for Cleveland, and look who their starting quarterback was the last 3 years. So they obviously don't give a shit about morals. So who knows what would happen there. All right, I think I got everyone in this thing except for Tony Pollard and Judkins and Caleb Johnson. Is there someone below them that I'd feel more confident with? We're finally starting to get closer to the end here. I actually really love Etienne. And that's who I was looking at too. And you know what? Since you said it, I will go ahead and do that. I really like Etienne. I just hate that he plays for the damn Jacksonville Jaguars. Can't stand that. Jacksonville gets gifted these great running backs and then just don't know what to do with them and then just decide that they're shit. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Ooh, I forgot I got the lime ones. That tasted good. I guess I'll go Caleb Johnson. I mean, because again, we're starting to get in this point now with these running backs to where you could be 100% on or you could be 100% off. You really need your first two to be solid, and then your third one, you're just hoping that you hit. So when I'm thinking about when I'm looking at my third running backs on my roster, I'm thinking of two main things. What team do they play for? Right? Do they play for a bad team? If they play for a bad team, they're likely, especially a bad team with a bad defense, they're likely not going to run the ball often because they're always going to be down. The second thing is who is in front of them or who is behind them. And then third, obviously, their injury history. And that's why I don't mind taking risk at running back here. There was a lot of really solid running backs that came out in this year's draft. Rookie running backs, that is. So I don't mind taking a risk at someone like a Caleb Johnson, a Trevion Henderson, or RJ Harvey, something like that, because I think they have their place on a roster somewhere. It's just figuring out where. Let's see. Any other one? I'm not even going to put Quinton Judkins on there. I guess I'll throw Tony Pollard up there, and I'm going to put Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears right next to each other. This is a very similar situation as RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins. I think they're both pretty okay players. But the big difference is they play for a really bad team. They're not going to be much better this year, the Tennessee Titans. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a top 5 draft pick again this season. I think we're going to see that happen. But Tony Pollard has experience to play well. They couldn't get it done last year. I didn't watch a bunch of Titans games, so I'd probably go and do a little bit of research on why they struggled. Maybe someone has a YouTube video out there I can find, or I'll go hit up some of my friends that are Titans fans and reach out to them and see what they think of their potential going into this season. But I'm going to leave Quinton Judkins off my list because I wouldn't even risk someone that's being arrested, and just out of my morality, I'm not going to go ahead and not morality. Y'all know what I mean. After that, I'll probably go Brian Robinson. He's one guy that just consistently upsets me. I've always wanted him to be really good, but he just upsets me time and time again, year after year. And but he should get some touchdowns if they're down there in close range. If they're inside the 5, he should get touches. Whether or not he breaks the line or not is a concern. But I think that's there. I'll go Javonte Williams, and Javonte Williams honestly could be a little bit higher as well, because Dallas is going to have to run the ball. So it's just, who is it going to be? Is it going to be Javonte Williams, or will it be Miles Sanders? I think Williams is a better running back than Sanders, but he's yet to really prove it. After that, I'll probably be looking like, is there anyone this lower list that I really mess with? I already did him. I probably wouldn't mess with any of these guys. Oh, I forgot Jacksonville grabbed Bashal Tutton. I'm telling you this right now, I wouldn't draft him, but Bashal Tutton, he'll end up getting a lot of reps this year because Jacksonville doesn't like to sign running backs to second contracts, and Tutton is the rookie, and watch him get touches this year. Nick Chubb is an interesting one. I wouldn't draft him personally, but I would definitely keep an eye out on him. He has been looking good. He's back to lifting a ridiculous amount of money, a ridiculous amount of weight again. Everyone below that, I mean, I'm not messing with Cleveland running backs. I mean, you could throw a line out to Jerome Ford or something like that. I'm not going to mess with Kareem Hunt unless Isaiah Pacheco gets hurt. Not going Kendre. If any Saints running back I would get late would be Devin Neal, and you still wouldn't draft him. But these are guys that will likely be on the waiver wire. You'll probably have Trevor Etienne to back up Hubbard for Carolina, who had some good play in Georgia. You'll likely have, it's possible that Miles Sanders outplays Javonte Williams, and he could be a guy. Devin Neal could potentially be a true number 2. We've been trying to find that in New Orleans for a while, or it could be Kendra if he stays healthy. Kareem Hunt, if Isaiah Pacheco's out, Kareem Hunt, even though he's older now, still gets his reps in. Jerome Ford, if the stuff with Quinshon Johnson doesn't. Judkins ends up not allowing him to play, well, then Jerome Ford all of a sudden becomes the starter. So, you never know. Again, Keaton Mitchell, if something happens to Derrick Henry, Keaton Mitchell is next up. So, those are guys to kind of keep your eye on and, just take mental notes of, where their buys are and different things like that. I'm really having a hard time finishing off this list. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Yeah, I'd go back to Titans running backs. Yeah. Pollard should be good from now. Yeah. Jags have a lot of one-off good years. Exactly. What up, AP? Mostert and LV, that's interesting. Speed and running back, which they've had. Yeah, and he'll get some reps, so I feel like Ashton Genty is going to be a 20-run quarterback, running back from the start of his career. Okay. All right. All right, let me go back up to tier 5 because I think we still had a couple here. I guess I'd probably go after this. I mean, right now you're just looking at players that are just really just bad, bro. Maybe I throw in Jordan Mason. We saw what he could do over at San Francisco, and maybe Aaron Jones starts showing his age, and he could be someone. I'm not messing with Jaylen Warren. I'm not going to mess with Bigsby. Cam Scatterbo could be a stupid late pick, and I'll put him up here because I don't think Tyrone Tracy is that good, and Scatterbo brings kind of a different play style to it. I don't know how many reps he'll play or anything, but I know he's a guy that fans are high on, so they're going to want to see some touches if he ends up looking all right. Again, thinking backups, I'm hoping this. I don't know what it's going to be, but Isaac Garindo from San Fran, he'll be backing up McCaffrey. And like I said, normally you're not going to get 4 running backs, but this is just in case, or maybe someone goes and you're having issues with bye weeks, because that is a thing. And that's why you always try to over project how many players are there, because maybe you grabbed 3 running backs, and then but 2 of them had the same bye week, and now you have to grab a 4th one. That happens. So paying attention to bye weeks is the biggest make or break when it comes to your fantasy draft. Your bye weeks is what screws a lot of people. Not looking forward to the bye weeks, not paying attention to it. You don't want to have your starting quarterback, running back, and wide receiver all with the same bye week. You don't want to have 2 running backs with the same bye week, because even the one on your bench, because that will screw you over for later. So you got to kind of think about those type of things. But I think we're at the point now where it doesn't matter as much. Because if I have to pick up any of these guys, I will probably be extremely upset. I'm going to throw Austin Eckler in there just because I still think he has something to give, but it's all in the passing game, which they're probably not going to use as much now with getting, goodness, what's his name? Your boy for San Francisco. I already got J.K. Dobbins. I'm not going to mess with Tyler Algier. I mean, he's not horrible pick up there, but I still wouldn't mess with it. Not messing with Jadon Blue. I guess Zach Charbonnet, we can do that. He'd probably go above Eckler now that I'm thinking about it, but we'll put him there. 14. And what I'll do is I'll save this link, and I will send this off into the Discord as well if anybody wants to use it or just have it available. I think it's easier to read this stuff than whenever it's on the Sleeper app. I guess you put Najee here. I wouldn't want him, but you put him there for sure. And then I at this point is where like I would be taking risk, and I may even throw in like a homer pick for me. Like if so, you know, if you have somebody, you might throw in like a little homer pick there just to chuck it in. Like I might take Kendre Miller or a Devin Neal, and if they end up playing good, then all of a sudden it works out really good. So I'm just gonna do that. But again, I don't know if I would personally, I wouldn't recommend someone to do it. It's more of a gut call. But that's going to be those. So just put in names here. At this point, everyone will be unsure. Exactly. No one's going to have an idea. Yeah, you're right. All right. Can I like just copy this format? I probably should have copied the format first. Okay, whatever. All right, let's go wide receivers. All right. Number, name, and buy. And again, like I said, guys, I think I will do this a little bit differently next year, and I'll actually have this prepared beforehand. This year's been a little bit weird. This is literally my first time even thinking about this, so I'm not normally I'm already set after pretty much by the mid of June is when I start getting all my stuff set up. So I am late. So next year I'll probably do it a bit differently to where I just have the rankings there and I just kind of talk about them a little bit rather than filling them out. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll leave like the first 10 available or something like that, and I'll go through my top 10. I'm not quite sure, but I'll work something out to where it's a little bit better for next year. Now with wide receivers, this one's really long, and I'm trying to see if I want to just save wide receivers to last. I think I might, because wide receivers I normally like to do I don't know, I'm like at least 50. Because again, we're thinking about how many wide receivers you're going to have. You're going to have 3 starters, more than likely, and then you're going to have 2 on the bench. So that is roughly about 50. Once you get past that, it is kind of like a gut call. If you're someone's new to the NFL or something like that, and you don't know about a lot of these other players, just know most people don't either, unless they do like extensive research. So if you just want to go based off of your bye weeks that you currently have going on for your receivers, and then whatever the sleeper app suggests you grab at that position, there is literally nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. And 50. And I think I will go ahead and go to tight ends, because tight ends will be quick. The tight ends are really simple. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that first. And feel free, guys, let me know what y'all's thoughts are, man. If y'all done any drafts so far, how have y'all felt through y'all's drafts? I know we have our dynasty league going on right now. How are y'all feeling so far through those opening rounds? I feel like it's been fun, man. I'll tell you, it's been, me and Boro were talking about it on Discord yesterday, and for me, this has been the most fun that I've had, like doing fantasy, in a long time, because there's so much that goes into it, man. I've been literally every day, even though it's not my pick, whatever, I can't get my face out my phone. I'm looking at players. I'm looking at what everybody else is drafting. I'm trying to predict where they're going to go next, or, what position they're going to go next, seeing if I can screw somebody over that's behind me or in front of me or whatever. And really trying to play mental games. And that's why I was messing with Cheesehead earlier, because yeah, I know I could Brisky. I just it's okay. But like I was telling y'all about with the dynasty, that it's not supposed to be fast. We're moving at a really good pace right now. And if it gets slower because people start getting really busy, it wouldn't be nothing for it wouldn't be nothing for us to text everybody and be like, hey, we need to be on top of it today. We need to get through 3 rounds. And I think we'd be able to get through 3 rounds without any problem. So, but you know, it's not just knowing who you want to pick. It's looking at what everybody else is picking too. What's the trend going on in the draft? Where can you get your best value? You might really want this running back, but you look through and everybody else already has 2 running backs or whatever. So they're probably not going to get another one. So you might not do that. You might grab the next best thing, you know, your favorite wide receiver or something, or, you know, whatever. And that's also where you start thinking about the trades. I haven't started wheeling and dealing any trades yet, but you know, once we start getting into like round like probably 6 and 7 is when I'm going to start looking at that and trying to see if I can bump up a couple spots to grab someone that I really want. It's not just about researching the players. Most of us know these players and you know what they have to offer, but there's also some people that have switched teams, that now have new quarterbacks, that now have new head coaches. And you got to really think, will they improve or will they regress? I have the best draft, not going to lie, no bias. Look at your draft. Let's see. Don't like Colby's just because of McCaffrey, but if McCaffrey plays, then he's got a pretty solid thing. He's going to start needing some wide receivers. I wouldn't doubt if he doesn't go wide receiver back to back after this. Boro, I think, is just missing a running back, which we talked about, but he has some sneaky running backs that he's feeling. Joe Brisk, I think went 2 quarterback heavy. I think everybody that was talking about how bad quarterbacks are, I think y'all were doing research on 12-man leagues for super flex where you do 2 quarterbacks, because in the 12-man leagues, yes, quarterbacks are all gone by the 5th or 6th round, but it's not as bad in the 10th round. I think he's gonna have some trouble with running back. He's gonna have to go running back next. Cheesehead has, I don't know, I hate that I can't like scroll over. Let me see if I can I'll just make it big real quick. Let's see. Cheesehead has Herbert and Lamb and Achane. I don't love Cheesehead's picks. I definitely would have grabbed someone else's. I would have grabbed Mahomes or Williams before Herbert, but that's just me. Achane, I'm worried about injuries. CeeDee Lamb is fine. He's going to do great this year. He should at least. Mozzie, Boro, Barkley, and Collins. I love that. Mozzie, if you didn't grab Boro, I was grabbing him. And the only reason why I didn't go Barkley is because I wanted a younger running back to take me into the future of the league. And that's the only reason why I didn't go Saquon. Nico, I like, just hopefully he stays healthy. The only thing I don't like on my pick is that I could have possibly picked Knicks instead of Stroud, and I was going back and forth between them two. I decided to go with Stroud anyway. And like I said, I probably would have took Barkley, but like I said, I want something for the future at running back, especially because running backs get replaced so quickly. So I was like, let me grab someone young. Brisky has Lamar Jackson, great quarterback, great tight end. You went double quarterback as well. You're about to start running into running back problems coming up. So that's going to be your biggest. That's going to be your biggest thing. And you also have no wide receivers. See, Brisky, I love the players that you have. I think you're going to have big points, I think, out of Lamar and Bo Nix and Bowers. And they're just going to have to be your workhorses. And I get worried with that because your wide receivers and running backs, I think, are really going to fall off. I like Joe's team so far. Dorian's, I really like Dorian's. I wouldn't have gone Love. That's probably the only thing. I would have done Mayfield for sure. I like the Laporta pick right there. He basically has his set for his first few. Brad, I'll let y'all know, Brad is getting exactly what he wants right now. I'm just letting y'all know. We were talking the day of the first draft, and this is literally exactly the team that he wanted to get, outside of wanting Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan, but Bijan was his second up, and this is exactly what he wanted. So I know Brad's feeling pretty good right now. But okay, let me put this back over here, and let's pull up tight ends, and I'm going to go ahead and use the restroom really quick, and then we'll be good to go. Ugh. Alrighty. Sorry about that. Let's see. I was really hoping you weren't going to pick Knicks. I was going back and forth, man. I was really going back and forth. It's a super flex dynasty league and 0.5 PPR for running back, and people really pick 3 players before their quarterback won. I don't think. Did anyone actually do that? What are you talking about? No one did that. Except for what, Brad? Yeah, but Brad got Baker. I mean, that's fine. The other thing you got to remember too is that it's a deep quarterback draft the next 2 years. There's going to be a lot of quarterback changes soon. And I know the 0.55 and stuff like that. I mean, that does affect a little bit, but your running backs are always your solid guys. Running backs come and go in dynasty leagues. Yeah, Brisky, out of all your experience of playing in dynasty leagues, I'm sure you know that. So far, I definitely got the best, Nate. Unless you have that bona fide RB1 like a CMC. Tight end time. Yes, sir. All right. Tight ends. Why is this like this? Why is George? Wow, they really got George Kittle #1. Okay, I wouldn't expected that. I'm going as simple as day and going Brock Bowers. I just don't think. Yeah, I'm good. I don't care if it's I just don't care if it's a dynasty or if it's a regular. I'm going Brock Bowers. I wasn't going to put George Kittle so high, but you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, with the lack of receivers and the injuries and stuff like that, I actually think that's I think that's kind of right on. I think that's right on. And then Trey McBip, that's simple. Nice and simple. Look at all these same bye weeks. Everybody's going to have no tight end on bye week 8. That's hilarious. Yeah, okay, that really doesn't get much easier than anything. Tight ends are pretty simple. So one thing to know about tight ends for those that are new in a redraft league, especially, people win leagues with horrible tight ends, because outside of these top 4, these rest of these tight ends, especially once you get into tier 3, there's no telling what the hell is going to happen. It's good to still get one, but like outside of like these top 4, you're probably not picking them again before like the 5th or 6th round or something like that. Normally they start coming out around pick 7, something like that. They don't hold crazy value. Most teams don't. Most teams will not hold 2 tight ends on their roster. So there's normally a couple tight ends that if you need to get someone because yours is on bye, there's tight ends normally available on the waiver wire. Now, it's saying that you don't want to wait to the end of the draft and just grab, F all nobody, but it's also it's not as crazy. You don't want to go and start reaching for tight ends. Quarterbacks and tight ends in dynasty or in fantasy football redrafts are not something you want to go reaching for unless you think they're going to be within that top 5. Outside of that, it's okay to have a guy that's not even top 5, like top 3, I would say. Outside of that, you're fine with having the 6th, 7th, or 8th best tight end. It's okay. It's all right. So who got Bowers in dynasty? The Raiders. Y'all so stupid. All right. So after that, I'm trying to figure out what the hell Nate, not Nate Brisky, but other Nate, We Are Family Nate. He said Tucker Kraft is going to have a phenomenal year. I'm assuming Cheesehead's already asleep, so I can't ask him about that. I know nothing about that at all. Normally, I'm always big early. I always go big and early on David Njoku. Now, Njoku, with no telling who they're going to be the quarterback, I think right now it's going to be Flacco, is one of those weird situations where it's like, what the hell do I actually, who's going to throw in the ball? Is my biggest concern. TJ Hawkinson was so good 2 years ago, came back from the injury, wasn't the same. Darnold didn't even look his way. How will McCarthy play? Typically, young quarterbacks target tight ends because they're big. They're normally right there over the middle of the field, and they're easy targets. Mark Andrews, I think he has a fall off this year. And Evan Ingram over at Denver. I'm going and jumping a whole tier, and I'm putting Evan Ingram here. I'm putting Evan Ingram there. Is it his contract year? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if I think that matters or not. I mean, I guess it matters a little bit, but I think he's not going to get a contract that he wants because they have Isaiah Likely just behind him. Ingram might have had a horrible year last year. I don't really care. He was with making sure I'm not mistaking. He played for Jacksonville, right? Yeah, I don't care. He played for Jacksonville. He's now playing for the Denver Broncos, and Sean Payton loves his tight ends. He loves designing plays to his tight ends. Evan Ingram's going to have a better year this year. I'm cool with going Mark. I feel like right at this point is exactly what I was saying earlier. Once you get past these first like 3 or 4, all these other 10 are really these other 15 almost can all be about the same. And that's why you don't reach. And so this order doesn't matter as much, but I'll still go Kincaid here. I'm surprised they have him down there. I really do like those 2 rookies. I don't know if I'd put them in my top 10. I definitely want them as a backup, or if they fall to me, yeah, sure, why not? I'd probably go TJ and hope he has a better year this year. I do have concerns with that. Probably go Travis Kelce. Follow him. I mean, Kelsey's falling off the wagon still, and he's getting older and stuff. He's not playing like he used to. This is possibly his last season, but he's still a very valuable tight end. I just realized this website, apparently, if you sign in, you can actually make your tier list on here as well. So, pretty cool. And also, this is a schedule. Tells you if they have a tough schedule or not. See, obviously with a technically rookie quarterback, easy money, he'll look to throw short. That's exactly what I was thinking. Kincaid just doesn't and won't get used, to be honest. Kincaid, they used their tight ends a lot 2 years ago. Last year they got away from it for whatever reason, and it didn't make sense because they didn't have any wide receivers. I didn't understand that at all. I don't understand this Tucker Kraft thing. I'm going to put him here because maybe there's something that I don't know, but I'm putting an asterisk by him because I have to do some research because I have no idea why he's there. And I'm not going to take the time to do the research right now since it's already almost 11, but I'm going to put him right there for now. I love David Njoku. Do I like him over some of these other people? I don't think I do. I think I would rather this year taking a risk at a rookie, Tyler Warren, as my backup if I decide to have a backup tight end. And I also feel the same way about Colston Loveland, that I'd be willing to take a risk and have him be my backup this year. I think they both can get used. Dallas Goedert doesn't put up big games often, doesn't get used often, but they, at least how it used to be, now it's under a new head coach, and it's going to be a little bit different. But Dallas Goedert is a guy, when they go against certain opponents and they feel like Goddard has a mismatch, they use him like crazy, and he'll go drop 30 out of nowhere. Probably put David Njoku. No, I don't even know if I want to do that. I'm still going to hope on Kyle Pitts getting used right. Still don't understand what the hell Atlanta's doing. That's why we get to troll Atlanta so much as Saints fans, because they got all these great players and stuff like that, but they don't know how to use them. It's actually hilarious. I'll go David Njoku after that. 9. Oh, what the hell? Oh shit. Wait, what did I do? How'd I do that? 16s. Oh, Scout's calling me. All right, give me a second. Let me answer this phone call. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so I just started going through the names. Put David Njoku. I go Jake Ferguson. He's always a guy that's like not worried. I end up grabbing Jake Ferguson in a lot of my leagues. I think there's better people to get other than him this time around. But Ferguson is always pretty solid. He's going to give you a handful of points. Like, he normally gets a handful of targets. He gets passes in the end zone. So I like Jake Ferguson. Isaiah Likely, I think could even be higher potentially. Hunter Henry, not used a whole bunch, but a couple years ago, he was a touchdown machine. It was almost like he was due a touchdown every other game. It's not so much that anymore. He doesn't get as many targets, but if you just need to bring somebody in to possibly get a touchdown, and that's basically what it is whenever your starting tight end isn't playing or it's their bye week, is that you're just hoping to bring one guy in that will hopefully score a touchdown, get yourself 8 to 10 points, and then you're like, awesome, I'm good. Then I put Jonnu and Pat Freiermuth. That's the two guys from Pittsburgh. I'm not sure who's going to be the leader on the depth chart there. Right now they have it as Jonnu. I thought it'd be Pat, so I have them as both. So just for me to go back and give that a look or a check. And then I'd probably go Zach. I don't know. I'm going between Zach Ertz and Dalton Schultz. And I'll probably just go ahead and add a 22 spot, and it'll be something that I'll think about come the actual draft. Both those guys, Zach Ertz, I think this will be his last season, if I remember correctly. And then Dalton Schultz, who was really good with the Cowboys, went over to Texan, plays good, gives them some quality reps because they have so many weapons. He's not utilized as much, but he's always consistent. He's always there. So he's kind of a safe guy. I'd probably even take him over Hunter Henry. And actually, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just do that now. I actually feel better with that. What is his bye week? I just looked at it. 6. All right. So that's tight ends. Nice and simple. Let's see. Likely once Andrew's gone is going to be scary. Oh, he absolutely will be. Yo, what up, your local Formula One fan? Appreciate you subscribing. I'm assuming, did I just drop a video today? I don't remember if I dropped a video today or tomorrow, but appreciate you. Look at Charles. How's Charles been, Maz? Talking about getting on his knees for Mark Andrews. We're not going to worry about defenses today. Again, I don't think they're as meaningful. I may do it later and I'll add it and I'll re-upload this so y'all can have it if anybody wants it on the Discord. But for now, I'm just not going to bother with it. So now here we go to the fun. And this is the longest part of doing of ranking these leagues, man. It is. I just realized I didn't have this have PPR. It doesn't really matter to me, but okay. Wide receivers. So with wide receivers, I have it at 50. That's all we'll do today. But honestly, you could do more because I think it ends up being more than 50 wide receivers are picked up. Like I said, I think sometimes it's 6, but 5 is a pretty good shout. And like I said, normally I like to do a little bit extra just to have me some think pieces during the draft, but we'll just do 50 for the sake of time since we've been going for a while now. I do appreciate everybody that's been here, man. Make sure you hit that like button. I hope this is somewhat helpful. I'm definitely open to some criticism afterwards of if there's anything y'all like me to do it differently for next year. Obviously trying to consolidate this into a little bit of shorter, I think would be better. And then maybe even try to have some planned graphics or something. I don't know, but this is just doing it raw, man, and I feel like that's the best way to go about understanding it. I hope I'm breaking down these players enough to where it makes sense. And if you're taking any notes and you're newer and I'm going a little fast or you're trying to understand certain things, feel free to reach out to me and I'll, give you a more detailed what I mean by these certain things. I could also go ahead and, share some different links of when I talk about like teams that are expected to be good this year, teams that are expected to be bad. I could probably, I could either make it or I could find it. I could probably find a list of like teams that throw more often, teams that run more often, teams with bad defenses, meaning they're going to have to throw the ball more, teams with, good defenses, and they like to run the ball and they play more old school football. Like these are all things that I just, for the most part, know over the top of my head, but they're important when it comes to especially the later rounds of the draft. Chase, Puka, Newer, ARSB, Brian Thomas, Lamb, Jefferson, in that order. That's your order? Hell no. I am down with the Jefferson being that far down, but no. All right, Jamar Chase. Number 1, easy. I'm just going to speed through the names and then we'll go there. CeeDee Lamb. Everybody always puts Lamb further down their list for whatever reason, and it makes no sense to me. It makes none. It makes no sense to me. I will never agree with it. I'm good. I'm okay with possibly putting Puka before Justin. But the thing is, we saw last year, it doesn't matter who's throwing in the ball. Justin, I know it's a lot different and it's probably even more concerning, but Justin Jefferson makes quarterbacks look good. That's the one benefit of McCarthy is that Justin Jefferson makes quarterbacks look good. And if he could do it with Sam Darnold, who's played on 4 different teams and make him look good and get him a contract with a whole nother team to start, well, then I think he can do the same thing with the rookie. Yeah, Puka Nacua for sure. For sure. I'm probably going to go Brian Thomas over Malik, and I'm going to go Malik just afterwards. Oh, hold on, wait. I'm missing the one guy that goes above them. Yeah, I'm a Rob. St. Brown to me is definitely better than both of those. I think you really could go either way. I might keep Malik Neighbors there and go Brian Thomas, but this is an easy flip flop. It's an easy flip flop. I'd also Nico is a good one. Nico is one of those. If you grab him, he's going to be high up on the boards, on the draft, on the website, on Sleeper. One thing to be concerned with him is that he's got injured the last 2 years. So again, if you grab Nico early, you're probably going to want to grab another wide receiver early. That's a potential wide receiver 1. Because if he gets hurt and you try to wait 2 rounds and grab somebody in this tier 4, because these wide receivers 1 through 20 are for the most part going to be all gone by round 4. Most of them. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how the draft is going and what everybody's thinking. But normally they are all gone by round 4. So if you grab Nico Collins in the first round or the second round, third round, you need to go and grab another wide receiver just in case he gets injured, because it is a possibility. I had that mistake last year with Tyreek Hill. I went Tyreek early. I said, I got my number 1. I'm chilling. I went running back. I think after that, went wide receiver in the 4th round. A lot of the good guys were gone. Tyreek got hurt and never played good all year, and I basically was screwed, and there was nothing I could do about it because he was playing so bad. I couldn't trade him because and I didn't have value in order to, because of other injuries, to be able to get somebody else. So I was just stuck in between a rock and a hard place. All right, so after Nico, I'm cool with AJ Brown. I'm really not bad at this list that they have here. A little bit, I had the order a little bit differently, but I think it's pretty solid. I'm in between Drake London and Ladd McConkey. I think I'm going to keep it as they have it, actually, because I was going back and forth between that in my head while we were doing our dynasty draft. I'm skipping over T. Higgins. T. Higgins always gets this hype, and he's still the wide receiver 2, and Jamar Chase is still Joe Burrow's favorite quarterback, and he's always going to be. T. Higgins comes out last year complaining about targets. So they argue and they weren't going to re-sign. Then they throw all this money at him. And I'm sure they're telling him, oh, you're going to get targets. But at the end of the day, Jamar Chase is the guy that is always going to be looked at first. It's just how it's going to go. Let's see. After that, let's go ahead and do bye weeks before I get too far behind. All right. 10, CeeDee Lamb 10. Justin Jefferson 6, Puka Nacua 8, Amon-Ra St. Brown 8, Malik Neighbors 14, Brian Thomas 8, Nico Collins, was he 8 as well? 6, AJ Brown 9, Drake London 5, and then Ladd McConkey 12. And I just my food just got done, so let me go make a sandwich real quick. Lamb with who at quarterback? Jefferson with who at quarterback? What do you mean? Lamb with who at quarterback? What is Dak? I don't like Dak Prescott either. Is he hurt? Is he playing? He's playing. What do you mean who at quarterback? CD was a top receiver last year with who at quarterback. And Justin Jefferson, like I said, I don't think it matters. All right, let me go make this. All right, guys, sorry about that. I know I keep leaving these last couple minutes. George Pickens taking targets too now. He ain't taking no damn targets from CD. He ain't taking no damn targets from CD. The way I look at it, he will get some, but the ball was spread around to other players outside of CD, and they just couldn't catch it. CD's still going to get 10 to 12 targets a game. It's just going to happen. All right. And again, with wide receivers, this is like it already starts getting interesting here. Because these second wide receivers that you're going to pick up are so very important. Because they need to be on your starting lineup every week, except for their bye week. So you have to have confidence in what they're going to be able to do. One guy that's always solid is Mike Evans. Now, they do bring in a third receiver this year. And Godwin also is very talented. You have Devontae Adams now that's with the Rams. Actually, dude, I'm going straight there. I don't even need to think about it. I'm going Devontae Adams. A little bit older, don't matter. It's been a while since he's played with a good quarterback. Finally has one. And I think he's going to do his thing. And a very creative, offensive-minded coach as well. After there, I'd probably go for a little reach with Terry McLaurin, man. Scary Terry. He will lose some reps. And so that's going to be the biggest concern with him because of Deebo Samuel's being over there now. But he's always someone quiet and not a lot of people think about him. I don't necessarily know if I would pick him up here, but like when I look at this, I would prefer him over a lot of other wide receivers, but I may wait off because a lot of people just don't think about him. And this is why doing your own rankings is so important, because people just go off of what they see on the sleeper app and stuff like that. And they just go, oh, let me grab it. Terry will probably be there later on in the rounds. He was last year. Last year, I think he was like part of like the third and fourth parts of the draft where wide receivers are getting picked up. And he ended up being a top guy last year. Go Mike Evans, just always solid. Another thing to think about too. One thing I love trying to do is matching a wide receiver with a quarterback. I like to do that because it's double the points. So if you go out and your quarterback does good, you have a quarterback that's on a high scoring team and he has a favorite target and you combine them together, you're always going to be really good. What up, Amandeep? Said no Tyreek? Not yet. I'm worried about Tyreek. I don't think he comes back and plays much better. I think Tyreek made his move, right? Won his Super Bowls, took the money, and now is just a shadow of himself. Now where I'd rank him, I'm trying to figure that out, but I'm definitely not picking him up as the first round of wide receivers. There's just no shot. There's no shot. I'm also not putting T. Higgins up there. I'm also not putting Jackson Smith Najigba up there quite yet either, I don't think. Ooh, this is where it really starts getting tough here. And this is what I was talking about when I was doing Dynasty the other day. There is a pretty big fall off on wide receivers, and a lot of people aren't talking about it. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to munch. Let's see. A part of me feels like Garrett Wilson's going to be a lot better this year. There was some concern with the Jets whether or not Garrett Wilson was going to be a big part of the future or not. He just signed a huge contract today, and that basically guarantees that he is part of the future plans now with a new head coach, new quarterback, and I feel like he's going to have a much better year this year. I'd probably even put Rashee Rice next. Rice will be back this season. We've been seeing some videos of him working out and stuff. He looks quicker than ever. Looks sharper than ever. I think he has a good year. This is the year Marvin Harrison Jr. finally shows that he's his dad's son. I'm going Marvin Harrison after that. After Marvin Harrison, I think this is where I'll double back and I'll go ahead and put in Tyreek. That tail end of my second round of wide receivers. After Tyreek, I like Jackson. I feel like people are going to reach on Jackson Smith-Njigba this year. Rightfully so, because he had a great year. Problem is that last year he wasn't the number one. He played slot. I'm assuming they're going to keep him at the slot, but they're going to have more eyes on him now. Now they do have Cooper Kupp, but Cooper Kupp is definitely past his prime. And he's just going to be more looked after by the defense now. And I think that's going to affect him a bit. And again, Sam Darnold looked so good last year because of the ability of Justin Jefferson. And Jack Smith-Njigba does not have that type of talent. Good wide receiver. Probably one of the best slot wide receivers. I think he was rated the best slot wide receiver last year. Won't be this year. I don't even know if I put T. Higgins here yet. I don't know. See, I never want T. Higgins on my team. I have him so low because I just don't like how their situation is. I'll go DJ Moore. I'm not the biggest DJ Moore fan, but him and Caleb Williams built a good connection last year. I think that continues into this year. He has big play opportunity as well. I'd probably also go. Oh, man. It's like I know T. Higgins belongs somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out where that somewhere is right now. Because there's definitely guys that I'm picking over him. There's definitely guys I'm picking over him that are still on this list. But just two. I'd probably put DK Metcalf here. Older, with new team, Aaron Rodgers, don't know what we're going to get, but we always know Tomlin always figures out a way to bring out the best in certain players. So hopefully that'll work out. I would take the risk at him as my third wide receiver. Honestly, I'm injury aside, I'm taking Olave if I have the opportunity as my third. Injured a lot last year. Been doing a bunch of different trainings. Been a lot to do with his concussions. Hopefully he can stay sharp with that, sharp when it comes to that. Both these young quarterbacks, I'm assuming it seems like they're gonna throw the ball a lot more this year than I think a lot of people think. because it's two young quarterbacks that are battling, and they want to see what they have moving forward. Kellen Moore, also, quarterback himself, played on a very high throwing team, coached where they ran the ball a lot more, but I think Olave is going to get his targets this year. Calvin Ridley at Tennessee. Talking Devontae. What up, Charles? Devontae, Xavier Worthy, Cortland Sutton. I'll go Cortland Sutton. I thought he'd have a really breakout year last year. That didn't quite happen. But second year Bo Nix, I think it does, finally. I think I may even take a look at my first rookie in Tet McMillan. Plays for Carolina. I think Bryce Young has a much better year this year. Enough to where I almost thought about putting him in my top quarterback conversation. I think he has a much better year this year. The team seems like they're in the right, finally going up the hill instead of falling backwards down it. And I feel like they're in the right space now to actually get on a path where they can get back to some winning ways. It is Carolina, so I mean, it's not like they know that much about it, but I think that'll be better. What's up, Charles? Charles, you ready for the draft, man, or what? Are you hyped? I got to talk to Cheesehead. I think Cheesehead said he goes out of town the 20 to 20 or 21st through the 25th. So the draft will either be on the 26th, would be 27th for y'all, or the 2nd, which would be the 3rd for y'all. Yeah, I was just going to ask what it is. Yeah. So it'll either be the 27th morning for y'all, Sunday morning on the 27th, or the 3rd, Sunday morning on the 3rd. I think is when it'll be. I need to get what Cheesehead and make sure, because I know he's going on he has a retreat or something like that. He's going to a religious retreat. All right, I'll finally slap T. Higgins down. I'll know for sure everything on Wednesday. Everything's going to be set on Wednesday. So in 2 days. I always put these two next to each other, and I think you could swap them depending on what you like. But you got to go Devontae Smith next. At 9. Then this is probably where I chuck in Zay Flowers. Oh. Where I'll chuck in Zay Flowers at 7. Not a bad third receiver at all. Sorry about that. No, I was. There you go. I got him. I might even take him before it, but they're in that group. After that, I think I'm going to some more. I don't even see his name on here. Where is he at? Matthew Golden. I'll throw in the rookie. Look, they're still trying to find their number 1 wide receiver over here. Matthew Golden seems so hyped to be at Green Bay. So I'll chuck him right there. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm trying to see if there's any other guys way down here. I'm trying to figure out where I need to stop. As you can see, the wide receiver list goes for a while. This is a good website, guys. Just to let y'all know, those that are playing Dynasty, because I think this has literally just about everything that you need. Let's see if there's anybody like around here that I would even like contemplate picking up. I don't think so. Tesla could be a shout at a late round, possibly, but I don't know if he goes in my top 50. Not worried about Deontay Johnson. Booty, not worried about him. Pat Bryant, not worried about him. I think he plays okay, but not enough to be on a team. Lockett, no. Besh, maybe, but not yet. Christian Kirk plays for Houston now. I forgot Kirk is at Houston now. That actually could be a shout. All right. I'll go Xavier Worthy. Like I said, we're getting into those backups now. That still can give you some valuable minutes. I am going to stay. I want to stay away from everything Tennessee. I feel like having a number one wide receiver as your third is never a bad thing. I'll put Calvin Ridley here. I'm just concerned with what new quarterback's going to look like. I think the team's still going to be bad. I'd probably slap Jordan Addison right here at 6. I never want to pick up Jalen Waddle again. He just disappoints me time and time again. I think Roma Dunze could have a much better year this year. So I'll slap him there. Dunze. Everybody thinks he's going to have a breakout year. And again, this is, especially wide receivers, is something that I'm going to eventually go back to, and I'm going to probably change this order 50 times before our draft, even though it's just in 2 weeks. Just because there is so much, there's so much surrounding it. Jawan Jennings. Right now, Jawan Jennings is the number one wide receiver at in San Fran. Especially with that Ayuk injury. You could take a risk if you want, if you trust it. I'm going to put him here because now we're starting to get into that backup wide receiver now. This is be your first guy on the bench at wide receiver. And if Brandon Ayuk comes back and is healthy and plays the rest of the season, he can be very good. Ricky, it's so funny. It's so, I don't even know if I don't even know, because I even think Ricky Pearsall could have a better year this year. Said Higgins over Flowers. Maybe. Said Packers are like the Jags with running backs. Right, exactly. Godwin, easy money. Come on now. Oh, I haven't put Chris Godwin in. You're right. What was his bye week? We said it earlier. I don't even see his name on here. Is he hurt? Dislocated ankle that ended his 24 season. He's been cleared to play and is not listed in the report. Okay, so he's not listed. All right, what was their bye week? I didn't even see his name show up yet. And that's the other thing too with like these, especially wide receivers, because there really is so many good names that didn't even show up. Chris Godwin isn't even in this first couple tiers, and he's he always has. Oh, there he is. There he is. Finally, I just passed him up. Yeah, no, obviously Chris Godwin. Not grabbing why I don't want nobody from fucking Cleveland, man. I don't want a single soul. I'm good on that. I guess you could stick Jaden Reed here. I personally don't know if I'd grab him, but you definitely could stick him here. He probably could even be a little bit higher. I'm interested to see what Debo does. I wouldn't mind having him off the bench. I mean, he's a guy that was a number one, first round draft pick in fantasy just a couple years ago. Seemed to put on a lot of weight, which is concerning, but who knows? I'm not fucking with Stephon Diggs. Jacoby Myers is a sneaky guy at the tail end here. I don't know if I'd want him to be my first wide receiver off the bench, though. I guess you could put George Pickens here. I guess. I have my concerns. But this is like where it starts going, where it's like you really gotta iron out what you think is gonna be best. I'm gonna put Travis Hunter here as well, but we need to really see what he's going to do, and I'll put an asterisk next to him, what his role is gonna look like in Jacksonville. I don't even know if I want him here. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm gonna put him there. I don't know if I want to draft him. I don't know what his full role is going to be. Like, he deserves to be on this list and he deserves to probably be drafted. But how many snaps realistically is he going to take at wide receiver? Don't want Jerry Jeudy. Okay, so I'm done with this list except for Waddle, which I'm just good on. I'd just take somebody else, I think. And Travis Hunter, which I really just feel like I'm just good on. I'd just take somebody else. Who's the number one wide receiver on Buffalo? Spelled Buffalo wrong? I for sure did. What a jackass. It is Khalil Shakir. Elijah Moore has been looking good. I put Khalil here. What's his bye week? 7? Waddle, just seeing his name pisses me. Right, dude, I feel the exact same way, bro. Godwin has terrible yards for 2025 in Vegas, and he hits like 700 yards less than Travis Hunter. I mean, I don't give a fuck about Vegas, man. I really just don't. Myers or Geno, not bad. That's where I was trying to figure out where I was going to put Jacoby Myers. I don't know if I'd want Jacoby to be my my first off the bench. But he is solid. He dropped one pass last year. One singular pass with bad quarterbacks. I don't Josh Downs, I just don't want to mess. I don't want to mess with Indianapolis receivers. I don't really want to mess with Stephon Diggs. Isn't Stephon Diggs not even supposed to start? Is currently wide receiver. He signed a 3-year contract where he was limited, expected to be a key target. Okay, I guess I'll put Stephon Diggs there. He probably could be. I thought he was possibly getting into trouble with that whole thing where he was handing drugs to somebody. I'll have to look that up. I'll put an asterisk next to it because I don't know exactly. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Oh man. All right. Let me go back up, see who I'm disrespecting, because I think it is starting to get a little bit harder now. Adam Thielen's still Adam Thielen's still with Carolina. I didn't know that. I forgot Hollywood Brown's at KC too. This is why like these things are so important, because Hollywood Brown being there, it's going to be interesting. I don't think he takes too many shots away, but he's a similar player as to Xavier Worthy. He's that deep ball guy. Get him out in space and let him run. Christian Kirk in Houston is very interesting to me. I like Christian Kirk. This one might be a stretch, but I'm going to put him here. I'll put him there for now. I'm not going Rashid. I don't want to go Bateman. I'm not going Darnell Mooney. Fuck no. Not going Keon Coleman. I guess you got to throw Cooper Kupp in there somewhere. I need to go check make sure that he's healthy. I think he is. I'm not going to throw Pearsall. I mean, I guess Josh Downs. I mean, he is their number one target right now. So I guess. I don't like it, but I guess. I'm good on all that. Y'all know I hate Bateman. Don't know why. Unless we're watching him. He scores every time we watch him. Describing Animesh. Vegas has smartest people and most money. Definitely follow their trends. Brisky, shut up. you gotta shut up today.
Shut up, Brent.
You just said Vegas are the smartest people. As far as people it's suckering in to get their money, for sure. But it's like trying to say Vegas isn't wrong. Josh Downs good though. He'll miss gate. He's still miss gate still at 800 yards. Yeah. I'm saying like I'm just nervous. It's like it's just the quarterback is fucking Danny Dimes. I think, or it's the other guy who can't throw the ball. Vegas don't know shit. They got Godwin 700 yards when healthy. He makes it. Yeah, wasn't it like 3 or 4 years in a row that both Godwin and your boy Mike Evans both had 1,000 yards? It was like 3 or 4 years in a row they did it. As my 5th wide receiver, I might even take another risk at a rookie. Someone that's going to have to get reps, and Trey Harris from the Chargers. I actually really wanted Trey Harris on the Saints squad. Hell no on Dobbs. All right, let's go. Scroll up. Make sure I'm not disrespecting anybody. Oh, Hunter. I'll put Travis Hunter here. That's fine. I'm completely fine with that. Where's his name at? 8. And realistically, I may pick him up sooner. I don't really know, but I just have worried about how much he's going to be utilized and stuff like that. And Brian Thomas is going to get majority of targets too. That's one thing with their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He picks a guy and then throws to him nonstop. He did it with Christian Kirk. Then it was Brian Thomas. And the fact that I don't know what the rep split's going to be, offense and defense for Travis Hunter, or how they're going to do it. I don't think he's going to get that connection with Trevor Lawrence like they're projecting right now. I mean, if I got to put Joshua Downs there, I got to add Michael Pittman. And you could probably decide between them two. I actually like Pittman over Downs, like as far as a player goes, but Pittman always seems to get the short end of the stick. All right. I know I'm disrespecting somebody. Who am I disrespecting? Sorry, I'm just scrolling really fast, just seeing. Oh, Jameson. Oh, how did I forget him? See? This is the guy that I would definitely have higher. So I will probably have to go back and reorganize this because Jameson Williams definitely shouldn't be this far down. For sure shouldn't be. So I'm gonna put let's put one of these right there that it should go up higher. So I know whenever I go look back. I got Ridley, got Devontae, got Addison, got Tet. Fuck Jalen Waddle. I'm good. I mean, if he falls down here, I mean, I guess I'll throw him on there. If he falls down here, you sure? Sure, but just whatever. Good on Judy. I already got Debo. Got him. Not gonna put Ricky. Not gonna put Mooney. Not gonna put Keon. Not gonna put Rashid. Not gonna put Mims or Ibuka. Not gonna put Dobbs, Trey Harris. Well, I might end up having to put one of these guys up here that I don't necessarily want. So I'm thinking of like two things. One's like way out there, Jack Besh. I just absolutely loved. I absolutely love Jack Besh. The dude can catch anything. You just put it around him and he can catch it. But again, it's gonna. Oh man, part of me wants that to be my sleeper. Not someone that's gonna be like a constant starter, but someone that you're gonna want on your team. Joe Mooney's wide receiver 3 in Chicago. Where? No, he's in Atlanta. Yeah, he's in Atlanta. Mooney could be good. He's there. Yeah, no. I have no idea because your ideas are worse. I agree, Moz. All right. I think that's what I'm going to do because I was going between him, Bateman, kind of Rashid, but not really. I'm not going Judy. I'm not even going to scroll up there. Don't want to quit. Okay, all right. Let me check them out. Not Ibuka, not Mims, not Burden, not McMillan, not Dobbs, not Tillman, not Marquise, not Quinn, not Kyle, not Adam. Possibly Hopkins, just getting older. I'm just okay on it. Not Xavier Legette, no. Not Alec Pierce, definitely not. All right, so I'm deciding between Jaden Higgins and I think Jaden Higgins and Besh, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them both here. So I'm gonna go Jack Besh at 8, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add 51 and add Jaden Higgins from Houston. All right. Well, that's gonna be it. Like I said, I'm not going to go over defense right now. I will share this over on the Discord for anybody that wants to look at it and stuff. I think if I share it, you should be able to. I don't know if you can edit it or whatnot. I think I can make it that way. That if you want to change it or whatnot, you probably should also add. Teams. I'm not going to do that right now. I might do it later. Oh, this actually has to all move over. F me. Whatever. I'll deal with it later. But this is kind of what we got. And I mean, I'm just going to kind of glance over it. Quarterback wise, I'll probably flip these two, Bo Nix and Baker. And I may even put Bo Nix, but before CJ Stroud too. It's pretty close for me. I'm cool with Herbert there. I'm cool with Caleb Williams. Patrick Mahomes possibly could go a little bit higher, but I think about that's where I want him. I don't want to reach for Patrick Mahomes. Like, someone's going to grab him in the fourth round or something like that. And I'm not even going to care. But like, if I have to have my starters, probably the only person that could possibly flip in is 11 and 12 as far as what the starting 10 that I like would be. And all the rest is just how I'm feeling, bye weeks and everything like that. Running backs, I really am fine with this. I think Derrick Henry is going to have a big year. I think I personally might put Kyron Williams above Jonathan Taylor, but I just really like him. I'd possibly put AK above Christian McCaffrey and James Cook personally. And depending on my draft with Devin Achin, if how I'm drafting, if I can get 2 quick running backs, then I wouldn't mind getting him and then get somebody else that's like, you know, in this Kenneth Walker, Marion Hampton, Breece Hall range. But if I can't do that, then I'd probably take Alvin Kamara over him. Montgomery could drop a little bit. I'd probably put James Conner. I'd probably put Montgomery behind Aaron Jones now that I'm thinking about it. And then all the rest, it just gets really tough. and I have to do a little bit more research on some of these guys like Caleb Johnson, what the plans are for Travion Henderson are, what's the plans for Pollard and Spears, what's the plans for Javonte and Miles Sanders, what's the plans for Scatabo and Tracy. But I don't mind this. Wide receivers, obviously we just went through it. Despite some things at the tail end, I think this order of like the top 10 and like I think like these three could probably flip in with London or AJ or something like that, but I really like that. And then everything else I'm pretty okay with. I'm pretty cool with how this looks. Obviously, besides Jameson Williams probably goes up here more around like 30 or something like that, because I really don't know if I even want Calvin Ridley. I'm just putting him there since I'm sharing it, but like there's definitely some guys on this list that I'm ranking, but I probably just don't want overall. Like I really don't want Jalen Waddles. Falls to me, sure. I really don't know if I want Travis Hunter, but it falls to me, sure. I really don't want Jaden Reed, but if he falls to me, whatever, maybe. I wouldn't even say sure with him. You know, I really don't want Brandon Ayuk or Juwan Jennings, but if it happens the right way where it's something, then yeah, maybe just to hold down the fort for a little bit, possibly. Really don't want, like I said, really don't want Ridley, but outside of that, I'm pretty cool. Don't necessarily want T. Higgins either, but again, I would take him as my third wide receiver. All right. So yeah, starting 10 quarterbacks should be a set, the rest are a scramble. Yeah. And then tight end, this is, yeah, I mean, this is exactly how I would want it. I don't think I'm gonna touch this at all. I may do a little bit of research on how Hawkinson's been looking through training camp. I don't know. One of the drafts we're not going to be able to get a tell, but for the other two drafts we will be able to find out how that is. I want to figure out what this whole deal is with Tucker Kraft and why all of a sudden he's supposed to be ranked super high. I don't understand that, because personally I feel like I would rather take a Warren or Colson Loveland before him, or even a Dallas Goedert. Really, normally Kraft, I have him here. Normally Kraft for me is like probably here, like either like somewhere around 17 to 20. I don't understand why all of a sudden his value is skyrocketed. Said wide receivers are wild after 12. Yeah, what don't you like? What don't you like after 12? Who do you think is different? The only difference is like after 12 that I would really see is like I could see Terry having his drop back just because of Devo being there. I think Mike Evans is going to be set for another 1,000-yard season. Wilson, I think, is going to be good this year again. As my second wide receiver, I'd be okay with that. Rashee Rice, I think, is going to be back this year and be fine. Jigba is one that I'm like on the fence if I want him as my second or my third. Everybody's saying for him to be the second. I'd probably want him as my third, but I have him there. Olave, I'd probably take over as my second on a couple of these. I put a lot of hope in Courtland Sutton last year. Didn't work out. Tech McMillan, I don't want him as my second. None of these guys I want him as my second at all. I wouldn't want any of these guys outside of Chris Olave, possibly DK, possibly Courtland, and like maybe like Devontae Smith. Outside of that, I don't think I'd want any of these guys as my second wide. Maybe Xavier Worthy, since no telling what happens with Rashee Rice, but that's about it. JMO has to be way. Oh well, yeah. Well, I already said that. I just missed him. Stephon Diggs could probably be a little bit higher too. I need to figure out what his whole situation is. I haven't seen much because there was rumors that he was going to get some type of suspension. I don't know if he actually is or not. Josh Downs could possibly move up a little bit. I'm just not big on Indianapolis Colts, but he possibly could move up. Travis Hunter could possibly move up a little bit, maybe in the 30s. Cooper Kupp could possibly move into the 30s. And then, like I said, Jameson Williams definitely would move up to the 30s, if not the 20s. Higgins is higher. Look at his PPR, and he does way better when Chase is there statistically. Devontae Smith is higher. I don't need to look at his PPR. I've had Higgins multiple times in multiple seasons and stuff like that, and he just does nothing for me. He's never done anything for me that's helped me. That's why I don't look at him like that. And Devontae Smith is always higher because, yeah, his points overall end up being solid and stuff like that. But that's because he will have a game where he does nothing, and then we'll have a game where he goes and drops 25. So it balances out to look good. But I want consistency in my starting positions. My first 2 wide receivers, I want consistent points. My first one needs to be high consistent, and my second one needs to be consistent. My third receiver, why I have Devontae Smith right there, can have those good and bad weeks, and I'm not as mad about it, but I don't want him inside my top 20. I don't want him as my second receiver because he's not consistent. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with T. Higgins. It's the exact same thing. What up, Moss Sport World? How we doing, man? So Jay Will always good for a best ball pick. A best ball, wait, for a what? So what's a best ball pick? I've never heard of that. I'm definitely gonna have to go through. I'm definitely gonna go through my wide receivers again because it's just so many names, and like that. That's why it's always hard, and why when you go through like different draft boards like this, they have their thoughts on somebody, and so they'll have people like super low, like Elijah Moore's all the way down to 92. Apparently Elijah Moore has been looking phenomenal. I mean, it's just through through your basic training and stuff during the offseason, but apparently he's looked great. And he used to be a number 1 wide receiver, looked at as one. So there's no telling what's going to happen with that. It's the same thing with like I said, like Jack Besh, I don't really know. I wouldn't reach for him, but if he's there at the end, I just got to grab somebody. I wouldn't mind just to throw a little sleeper tag on him and see how that works out. So there's a couple of these guys things that I just don't agree with as far as their tiers go. You don't do best ball drafts? I've never done a best ball draft. Best ball is when you pick your team and leave them be for the entire team, and your point total is picked from the best players. Oh, it's one of those? Oh, yeah, no, I don't do all that. So you leave them for the entire team, and your point total is picked from the best player. So you don't trade anybody out? Is it like let me look it up. Best ball NFL fantasy. Best ball is a fantasy format where the best possible lineup is automatically selected for each team at the end of the week. So whoever scores the highest, it automatically puts up. So okay, eliminating the need for lineup setting or roster management through the season. Essentially, you draft team and the platform automatically uses your highest scores. Yeah, see, that sounds like, I ain't gonna lie to you, Moss. That sounds horrible to me. What's the fucking point? Excuse my language. Like, yeah, what's the fucking point? Half a fantasy. So you're telling me I just draft my team and then I look at waiver wire one day and then that's it, and then I'm just like, okay, cool, there's my team. Half the strategy in fantasy is setting your lineup and looking at who they're going up against. What corner wide receiver, what cornerback are they going up against? What type of defense they play? How does this team look? How, whatever. The different formation. Do they play a 3-2, a nickel, a dime? Whatever. What kind of defense do they primarily play? How does this player went up against those type of defenses? Yeah, no, that sounds like no fun to me at all. Yeah, I would literally never do that. Yeah, no trades, and it's a 32 round draft. Then you just pick up everybody, and I'm good. I'm good. It's gambling, bro. I don't really care if it's gambling. Like, that's what I'm saying. So is fantasy. Fantasy football is gambling too. Sorry, I didn't mean to start. Oh no, you're good. You're good, Moss. You didn't start a thing. You didn't start a thing at all, man. My bad if I was coming off like super hot. I'm just intense right now because we're like in the middle of a dynasty draft and everything. So I'm just intense. That's all. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, definitely not my style. I prefer the old school draft. 100% about getting good at drafting ahead and win money by being good drafter. No fun league. Yep. Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess I see the novelty in it, but like if I'm playing fantasy football, like I want to play fantasy football. I want to have full control. I don't want to just draft and then just let it be what it is. Best ball is gambling. You join $5 leagues, you win 20K up to 1 million. I get what you're saying. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, well, that's at the very end of the year, depending on where you're ranked out of however many people. And then I'm sure there's other leagues that aren't as many people. Like you might have one that's like 40,000 people that are in and you do it. And then you might have another that's, whatever, only 50 people. So the prize will be lesser and the joining price will be different. I understand all that. But I would say that just doesn't sound fun to me. I mean, like, I don't mind doing the whole DraftKings thing. Like, I don't mind doing DraftKings at all. Like, that one doesn't bother me as much. Like, because like I'll do that, week to week if I just want to, chuck up, $5-3 and see. I've won a couple $100 off of doing those before. But just doing that to start the season and then just letting it be what it is, like that, yeah, that just doesn't sound fun to me. I would just forget about it. Okay. But anyway, so let's go ahead and come out of here real quick. This will be the last time posting it. I'm not going to post it anywhere else. I'll post it on Discord, and that's about it. But we still have a couple spots left in our Realfanssports 3 league. It is our lowest level, our lowest tiered league. It's, for the most part, it's a lot of people that are new and different things like that. But if you were to win it, then you get bumped up. We're doing a relegation system through our leagues. We have 3. We have Realfansports 1, Realfansports 2, Realfansports 3. If you are within the top 2 of Realfansports 3, you will be bumped up to Realfansports 2. The bottom 2 get brought down to RFS 3. Top 2 in RFS 2 go to RFS 1, and the bottom 2 in RFS 1 drop down to RFS 2. So there is a way to get into, more advanced play, where it's people that are more experienced, that have been doing it for years, and are definitely more active in such. So if you're interested in joining, please do. We do a prize. It is a free league to join. The way the prize works is, yes, I can put myself full screen now. The way the prize works, whoever wins, we go ahead, we get your shipping information, stuff like that, and we send over a custom pint glass with your favorite NFL team on it, and it will say, whatever RFS champion with the year in Roman numerals, so whatever 2025 is in Roman numerals. Can't do it off the top of my head. And then for RFS 1, this year, we're hoping to do something a little bit more. It will rely on a couple of different things. A big idea of ours is to be able to do a custom jersey. So it'll be similar to that of the mug or the pint glass, where it'll be custom jersey of your favorite team. The nameplate will say RFS champ, and the number will be the year that you won. We've also are looking into possibly trying to do a trophy of some sort, or try to reach out to a couple companies and see if we could get a sponsor so we can get a trophy as well through that. So we'll see how that all goes. So if you want to join, go ahead and just click that link that I just posted somewhere just a little bit higher up. Where'd it go? Here we go. That's the link. Go ahead, click it, join. The draft day has not been set yet, but they all will be set come Wednesday. After tonight, whoever joins tomorrow, I will be organizing the leagues. This is the first time we're doing the relegation, so I'm trying to set them all up. It looks like right now, it's going to end up being 3 leagues of 10 players is what I'm thinking it's going to be. And then, goodness, what I was going to say. Once I get that set up, I will start messaging people and let y'all know. The draft will likely be on a Saturday, or US Central Time, normally Saturday around like 7 or 8 p.m. We try to work it out to where everybody can be there. If there is some adjustment we can make some minor adjustments, but normally it's on a Saturday around 7 p.m. U.S. Central Time. If you're over there in Australia, obviously that'll be Sunday morning, I think around 10 a.m. And then we'll go from there. All right, let's see. Where was that? You draft forget? Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, that sounds like no fun. I'm just good on that. I don't want to draft forget. How many people left in RFS 3? So right now we have 8 people. But I think in RFS 1, I'm going to, well, RFS 1, I'm dropping what's his name? Josiah. Because Josiah has not messaged me back. I've reached out to him a couple times. I'm gonna message him one more time. I'll do one more time tomorrow morning. See if he gets it. If he doesn't, I thought I had him on Instagram. I'll try and look again if I can find him, but I couldn't. If he doesn't reach out, I'm gonna drop him, and then I'm gonna go ahead and send Dolph over to Realfanssports 3. I think RFS 2 is basically set. Yeah, RFS 2 is set. And then RFS 3 right now we have 8 people, so I'll send Dolph there, and then I'm trying to decide if I'll bring someone up, if I'll bring 2 people up to RFS 2 and make that one a 12-man league, or if I will yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to work it out, or if I'll just have someone do 2 leagues. I know Brisky and Cheesehead both said that they were willing to do 2 leagues, so we'll figure that out. Yeah, I did a dynasty sleeper draft this year. Finally seems good, but yeah, I am experienced. Yeah, well, look, even if you're experienced, that's fine. The only reason, well, and actually, if you join, I may be able to get you in the RFS 2 one. It's just how we're doing it with the relegation and stuff, because everybody that's played in RFS 1 has played now for about 3 years. Everyone in RFS 2 has played for 2 to 3 years. And so RFS 3 is a lot for the newer people. There are a couple guys that are experienced that have played. I know Brute Saint has played. William has played. Jeff has played. Trey has played, even though he's not very good. And then obviously I played, so I'll be in all 3 of the leagues too. So it won't be completely dead, but it definitely won't be active like, you know, a really good league would be. I still drink out my championship pint. I still got to buy myself one, bro. I need to get myself one. I got to get Skylar one, and I got to get Jordan one. I've been slacking. I can get one of my mates to join one of the leagues, but I'll have to join him so he can be competitive. Okay, well, we can work it out. Well, like I said, Moss, if you want to join, let me know. Like I said, click that link if you're interested in possibly doing it. If you're not, that's also cool. We will do a live stream during all 3 of the drafts as we're going through the draft process and everything like that. If you do join, there may be a way that I can get you into RFS 2. I just gotta see. I know there's one guy in RFS 3 right now that definitely wants to get to RFS 2. The rest of them are okay with staying here. So I just got to work out that, which will be worked out between Tuesday and Wednesday. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I had a great time with you guys. I hope you all enjoyed the breakdown. Like I said, I'll probably work on this again a little bit tomorrow just to clean it up, and I'll post it on the Discord for anybody that wants it. Make sure y'all check y'all's notifications on either Discord or on Discord or on the actual Sleeper app for a message, because I probably will be reaching out to a couple people, just letting them know about possibly switching to a different league, or making sure different times and stuff like that work out fine. We also have our Pick'ems League. If you'd like to come and join that, I think I can get an invite link. And obviously, you know, this is just everybody do the Pick'ems League. We will do a trophy for this. It'll be the same thing. It'll be a mug or a pint glass. So if y'all want to go ahead and join that, feel free. Come have some fun. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I don't think my next live stream is going to be until like Thursday or something like that. So I will see y'all then. I appreciate you guys, and catch y'all in the next one. Cheers.